They're over there for me to test.
Okay. Sorry we're a little late.
We had Rio.
Because Dad went and got food, so we had to hold Rio for a little bit longer. Because we also had him because Dad was cleaning downstairs and sweeping, and Rio hates that. Indy.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
You little creature.
Alright, this time, I think I made it so the audio won't be so echoey for the game.
Hopefully.
I can't believe that. It's because we have to change all the settings back and forth every time we do Persona. And I kind of forget some things. Alright, let's see. We were gonna start with What's-His-Face's hangout. Whatever it is. Whatever they're called.
Indy, what are you doing?
Me and Indy.
Quit trying to eat the box.
Shin. Metal Fox. The religion practiced at the church in Kanai Ward. It's a symbol is a spear piercing a crescent moon. Its core doctrine is thou shalt not bear old prejudices.
Oh my gosh, it's raining.
No! Okay, that's fine. Gumshoe Gap, that's what it is. Alright, we're gonna do it with this guy.
Okay.
Phrasing. Start off strong. See, World Detective Organization is the WDO. Why isn't the World Mystery thing WDO or whatever?
Something wrong, Chief? What's with the big sigh?
Well, it's nothing, really. Since you arrived and we began investigating Kanai Ward's ultimate secret, it seems we're all tense every day. I think it's just getting to me a bit.
It's been one day for me, but okay.
I can't seem to find a way to feel all nice and relaxed.
Get a massage.
I see.
Damn it all. I long for the days when things were so uneventful.
Before we came here, most of your work concerned infidelity and looking for lost pets, right?
Yup. I used to just stare out the window and check whether the occasional client's spouse was cheating or not. I'd tail the target, and sure enough, they'd be cheating. Then the missus would end up crying when I reported back. It was the same old story every day.
This may be rude of me, but that doesn't sound very fun. In fact, it sounds kind of boring.
Oh, is murder fun, Coco Head? Huh?
Wow.
Murder? That's more fun?
Sure
You
is.
don't get out of bed
You know what
unless
they
there's
say,
a murder afoot.
every job is equally important.
That's okay. Was it... What's their name? The glasses one. They don't get out of bed for murder and money. Ain't both that.
Just because a job may look
Maybe
more
just money.
glorious, it doesn't mean it's better. Nothing wrong with plain old boring jobs.
Andy.
What's most important is whether you can be proud of what you do.
Look at Buzzhead trying to act all cool.
Huh? What's wrong? You fell quiet out of nowhere.
I zoned out. Me.
Well, you just kept going and going, so I kinda zoned out.
Come on!
I'm about
still
Toronto
your
will call
boss.
me.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Or
joking.
Mario.
To be honest, I just wasn't expecting that kind of stuff from you. I'm a bit moved.
Are you? He literally just said that he likes to be kind of lazy. He doesn't want cases that make him work very hard. And they're kind of depressing, and he's proud of what he does. Because he's
Ooh.
lazy.
Because
Not
he's
expecting. What's your image of me anyway?
You're lazy.
Sorry. But really, I'm
not
impressed.
a good image.
You're right. All jobs are equally important.
Alright.
I'll make sure I keep that in mind.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, you do that. When you hang around master detectives a lot, you start to think you belong to a special class of people.
Master detective.
It's true. I hang out with them so much that I was starting to think I was on their level.
It's been one day.
I better be more careful
Literally.
about this.
I guess
I
I
have a
wasn't
saying
supposed to
when it
watch
comes
this
to
right
my
away.
own work philosophy. Nothing beats a drink after a hard day's work.
I
So you never
do hear
drink?
that a lot.
Well, it's all bogus anyway. Any time is a good time for booze.
That's what I thought.
A good drink is way better if you get to imbibe without having to work for it.
Wait.
What's wrong? You're quiet again. Are you amazed by my grown-up philosophy?
No.
I'm amazed by your childish philosophy.
I'm sorry, but I need to reconsider how impressed I was just now.
Yeah, you really should.
What? I can't believe you'd say that so fast.
Master, you and Yako seem to have grown closer.
Have we? What have we?
See, he would have been impressive if he said, hey, it's not about the job. It's about, everything needs done. Even if it's crappy work, I'll still do it because it's still important. But he literally just said, it's less work, basically. Manto. Alright, so.
There's one of those.
Oh, because it's new now. I think Halara, that's who they are. Yasuhiro.
Yeah, it's gonna take me like a year and a half to remember the names. I'll remember them at the end of the game.
I kind of know Vivia because Vivia.
Okay.
And I kind of know Fubuki.
Nope.
Just because she's waifu.
Who knew the brat would save ya?
We're about the same height, so. What if I just went like back around?
For now,
If I go any further, the peacekeepers will spot me.
Aww.
Yeah, stay out of harm's way, master. Go back, back, back. Alright, I won't go. Vivia.
What the heck is that?
What?
What you're saying?
Oh, like Chichia?
Oh.
Chichia. Why is it cats?
What?
So the WDO thing looks like cats with wings and then a hat and a mustache and a cross and some flags. It's just all over the place.
Oh, I saw the flags.
Wow.
You sure you want to be so quick to make promises?
I'm not very
No.
confident, but I can't ignore someone asking for help.
Did somebody
if no
call
one
for
else is
help?
willing to listen, then it's up to me.
Especially when it's a child.
Yeah, I mean, you can promise to do your very best.
Wow, get a load of this big shot. Didn't expect that from you, Master. But how do you plan to find the real culprit? We can't investigate the clock tower with the peacekeepers
I'm
around.
pretty sure he already investigated, though.
Let's try the church.
By the way, you can't use the
Or
mystery
the
labyrinth
last
yet. Not enough clues.
Crime scene of the nail man?
Oh.
If you jump into the labyrinth now, you'll be lost forever. You need to gather more solution keys.
I don't ever want to go back there anyway.
What? Yuma.
Then, how do you intend on solving this?
There is one way.
Well, how does everybody else solve mysteries?
You're gonna rely on that one, huh? Always depending on someone else. What was
Halara.
the spot again? Something about a cafe?
I mean, technically, he's always relying on you to go to the mystery labyrinth.
Fact.
Hey, over there.
Halara at ya.
To the pretty
Let
cafe
them
that
take
I
the lead.
wish I
You're gonna
could
be
find a
out 5
location
million
of.
yen, right? Do you have that kind of money, Master? Or are you gonna go into debt?
I like the speech bubble sketch.
Yeah.
I'm tired of walking. Well then, shall we take a break at the cafe?
Come on.
I'm tired of walking too. Let's have afternoon tea at the cafe. You don't walk, but you're floating.
Sounds like Paimon.
Master detective. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, you're right, honestly. But not as bad as Paimon.
You're not wrong.
Alara at you. Oh, hey.
There she is. There she
Alara, please, help me.
is. For $5 billion.
Master's vowing to show respect. I guess I better do the same.
She can't. They can't see you.
Please, for both of
Oh
us.
my god. Worth it.
You're 30 minutes later than expected.
Oh wow.
So you were expecting me.
So, do you have the cash?
I don't have any on me right now, but I will eventually.
That's what everybody
I know.
says.
I don't require you to have it immediately, but you will pay me 5,500,800 yen eventually.
I was almost close.
Huh? But
And
you
by
said it
almost,
was
I mean not really,
5
because I said
million
5
before.
billion.
Interest, man.
It's an additional fee for making me wait,
Oh.
and for the coffee. I told you I don't work for cheap.
Oh, come on.
800 yen for coffee?
So rootless. A greedy little
We
money
do really know
demon.
how much that translates to
I think
regular
they'll call
dollars.
this one
Well, the meat buns are
Aura.
100.
Oh.
And they are reasonably priced meat buns. The expensive meat buns are like 150 or 250 or something like that.
I won't force your hand. Whatever you decide is up to you. While you think it over, I'm going to order some cake.
Oh god, decide
oh, no.
quick.
No.
Wait, do I have to pay for that too?
Maybe
Yes.
not, because you didn't have
Of
to wait.
course.
Oh.
I'll add it to the bill.
Dang.
All right, I'll pay you all 5.5 million and 800 yen. Got it? Please don't have the cake.
It's a deal. You made a wise choice.
I don't know if we did.
I have no obligation to help others, but I work sincerely according to the payment I receive.
Or will
That is my
receive.
pride as a detective. I will be your eyes and limbs, and help solve this crime with everything I have. However, know this. You must be the one to complete the boy's assignment.
I mean, that was my
me?
plan.
You are the one who was asked to solve this case. All I will do is provide support. You may be a trainee, but you are still a detective. Once
I
you have
have a
taken
nice
a job,
burn on my elbow.
you must
What
finish
did you
it.
do this time?
I burned myself.
In other words,
I don't know
as
how
of
to
now,
describe it.
I
How-
have taken up a position as your
It
assistant.
was mostly because I'm short. That was why it happened.
I'm sorry, buddy. Well, luckily they didn't send the 508 boxes that they said they were gonna send. They only sent 280.
I might send it another day then.
Well, we think that they added Saturdays to today, and that's how it happened. Cause they were like, "You're gonna get 2,000 shoes," and I was like, "We can barely handle 1,000. What are you joking? Are you friggin' nuts?"
Really, Halara?
You're
You'll be my
Monday.
assistant?
What about Monday?
I think it's because you said they added it to Saturdays.
They added Saturdays to today, is what I meant.
Of course. I'm here to assist per your case. Just rest assured in the cards you've been dealt.
All right, thank you.
Master
Thank you.
has no memory and no guts. And now he has no money either.
I mean, he's already had no money.
Oh, be quiet.
Wow.
So, what do we do now?
They honestly gave me less crude, but I probably have already seen this, but Ryuki and Tama vibes.
Yeah.
I might have already mentioned that before.
I think you did.
To confirm,
Yeah.
our target is the true culprit of the Nailman killings, correct?
Probably,
in the Mystery Labyrinth.
No, I was thinking more so probably how Ryuki and Tama were when they first met. Oh, cool. I haven't logged into that.
bad.
The peacekeepers have decided that the boy's
I
father
have.
is the mailman.
No, you
and
don't.
arrested him.
That's a lie.
It's the funniest joke you've told yet.
Wow. Wow.
I keep meaning to log in, but I'm trying to get Genshin and Star Rail stuff all done to be ready for Fontaine and Kafka Bay.
But I refuse to accept that outcome.
After we finish the investigation, we may find out the boy's father is actually the nailman.
If that's what you conclude, then I'll believe you, Halara.
Believe?
Well,
Wow.
What a foolish line of reasoning. To believe in another is the shallowest concept one can uphold.
yeah, you have to make those
All people
decisions for
lie.
yourself.
All people change their minds.
That's not.
As a detective, you must suspect
wrong.
all others. Even
Yeah.
me.
I meant to say she's not wrong, but it says that that's not wrong, and I'm like, that doesn't sound us.
Yep, a detective must doubt everything.
Still, I will believe what you say, Halara.
Or else you'll never get
Trust
through a
my
Phoenix
instincts
Wright
on this.
case.
Mailman.
Dude, every time.
Out of the question. A detective must never overlook a mystery. Any and all truths must be exposed.
Unless there's not enough
A
money.
detective must always prioritize solving a case.
Unless there's not enough
Emotions
money.
must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction.
That's her.
That's the WDO's
Yeah, I know.
saying. Her own, their own. We don't know if
That's
it's a
the
Oh, yeah.
WDOs.
woman in here.
Fun call.
You're
Honestly?
free to think of me as you wish. However, the truth must be found with your own eyes.
I agree.
Otherwise, there
I
is no
agree with that.
point in continuing
I
as a
agree with
detective.
those words.
Do you understand?
Yes. Continuing as a detective. I still haven't found meaning in being a detective. What's Halara trying to make me see?
Your
I'm
meaning
no
of being a
good at
detective?
this.
A naive guy like yourself might be incompatible with such a straight-laced detective like this
what?
one.
Eyes.
Eyes? Oh.
Maybe someone totally unmotivated would be better. Like that guy sleeping under the piano.
Hey,
You don't know he's unmotivated.
Vivia? I'm not sure if unmotivated is the right word.
Anyway, Master, I've been wondering, is this Halara person a man or a woman?
Oh.
Now that you mention it,
don't ask.
I have no idea.
Don't ask.
Don't
If you're
ask.
ready,
I
we'll
mean-
start the investigation.
If
I
he
won't
words
allow
it
time to be
correctly
wasted.
of how would you like to be referred to?
No, but Halara just said you can't take anybody's word on anything. We have to investigate ourselves.
We did investigate her. It didn't say Jack.
We didn't take off their clothes.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means everything to Kyoko.
Oh, right.
You missed your chance to ask. But then again, I also don't really care.
You finished investigating the
You're a
clock
ghost.
tower,
I think
don't
you could figure it out.
Yeah.
Now we will investigate the past mailman cases.
There you go, buddy.
The past ones?
These are serial killings.
Why?
aren't they?
Why?
Oh,
Why
you
is
wanna
Yo-
investigate the past murders as well.
Those are just weird words to just highlight.
And through investigating each one, we can conclude if the boy's father is really the culprit or not.
Oh, but we don't know where the other crimes took place. Should we ask around town?
Master detective.
I already know.
Not. Oh,
There are at least 3 additional crime scenes.
Thank goodness.
A secret club in Kamasaki district, a mansion
find
in
out
a
about
high-end
it?
residential district, and an art gallery in Gima district.
Is that the art gallery right over there?
Huh? When did you find that out?
Halara, don't.
You think I did nothing while waiting at the cafe?
Oh,
I prepared by gathering intel in order to move the
Halara's
investigation
dead
along.
next.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
amazing.
mean,
We gotta get rid of our debt somehow.
I was about to say
With my
wouldn't
logic,
have to pay
anything
Jack
is
after
possible.
that. But no, she's too good to keep
But
around.
before I head to
Unfortunately, I
past
feel.
crime scenes, the Nailman urban legend requires more research. Let's visit the legend's main stage.
The main stage? Oh, you mean the church?
I've
There you
yet
go, buddy.
to pinpoint the church's location. We should ask someone to guide us there.
Ha.
Then
Huh?
we should ask the chief.
Oh, there's a little indie game like
Oh,
Turn
that game. I
Turn It
haven't
Boy
played it
Tax
yet. though.
Evasion. Yeah.
Oh, I
Or do
totally
like
forgot
Michael
about
Scott in the
him.
office.
He told me
I
to gather
declare
everyone.
bankruptcy!
That
No,
does-
if
it
you
wasn't
say it, it doesn't do anything.
I didn't say it.
I
I
declared
declared
it. Still, it does nothing.
Oh, Lara, let's go back to the office for now. We're already way past the meeting
Why?
time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Very well. We can ask the chief to take us to the church.
Oh, you are so suave. Hey, wait, stop. I'm looking at your fit.
Looking at her strings.
Man. I want that hoodie.
Yeah.
Hoodie raincoat.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Well, his isn't really a hoodie. His is a cape. Cap.
Your baby wear the hat.
I mean, it's a cool hat. I actually don't mind it.
Oh, scary meat bun guy.
And you don't want to be indebted to that guy. Don't forget. You'll
Is this the
cut
art-
your shins.
Is this the art place?
I think so.
fine.
It's probably gonna be like, we don't have time for this right now.
Currently closed, huh? I guess that makes sense given the whole mailman incident. Okay, that must be the gallery.
Oh.
You know what? I say fuck the chief.
Yeah.
We already got a case.
He said, our goal is to find clues to thing. This could be a clue. I should be following it.
Yeah, we got a case.
I gotta make money too.
Well, Fubuki was
So I can also
slowly
give it away.
chewing her breakfast. We already got a case and have it halfway solved. Okay, see cats with wings, and a hat and a mustache, and a crown, the cross and the flags,
It also could
and
be
an
like,
eye, and then two other eyes, and so then it looks like a Deku face.
You better hurry!
why?
Or what? Is he gonna fire me?
Bring it on.
I'd like to see him try.
That's what I say every day at work.
Yeah, that's a move.
When I'm eating food on the line and somebody's like, oh, I'm like, I don't care. I don't
Wait, how do I
care.
get down there?
Oh my gosh! But when I was working grill Sunday, I kid you not, it was like the course is gonna be
Master, do you have no sense of direction?
Mimi. Shh. I mean, obviously it's supposed to be hot behind the grill line, but oh my gosh, I swear it felt like 90 degrees back there. I've never sweated so much on grill before.
There's too many ladders in this place.
Luckily, there were still more of those little summer popsicles, and everybody had one on grill line.
Master, you gotta hurry!
Hey! Hey, Mama.
But we know it's okay because our DM had brought them and said, put these on the line for you guys the week before. So it's okay to eat them. Dragon Palace? Is it the same Dragon Palace as in Okami? Because that's a cool Dragon
It's the
Palace.
Peacekeepers.
Oh no!
Stay hidden.
Oh, look, they found the submarine that's so well
How-
hidden.
Well, wait, it looks
Oh,
like...
they took boss.
Oh.
Are they getting into a fight?
Huh? Oh, right. Chief. And that peacekeeper from the clock
that-
tower.
It's his boyfriend.
Are they proposing?
Seth Burrows. A high-ranking peacekeeper. He's quite infamous for being
Persistent and trying to
sly
get his
and
love.
sure got some heavy rain again, huh? The humidity makes my hair fuzzier than normal.
I don't care.
Huh? What did you say?
I don't care.
Why do I love this guy?
You sent your detectives to interfere with the Nailman case, didn't you?
Heavy
We
rain.
have witnesses.
Nailman? Now that you mention it, there was a case like that before. Oh, wait, no. I don't know anything.
Smooth.
Believable.
This flower, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Huh?
Created by Amaterasu Corp's research, this precious work of art is adapted to Kanai Ward's environment. But unfortunately, once picked, it can only maintain its beauty for 3 hours.
So like a normal flower, pretty much.
When something beautiful withers, it fills me with an inexplicable sorrow.
So you don't want to solve murders?
I feel so sad that it makes me want to
whoa.
sink ship.
Vivia! Don't be on there!
Nice,
don't
done with
follow.
the piano.
It's not.
He's like, what? What?
The books aren't worth it!
The
He's
nail
probably still on the
affair will
piano.
be handled by the peacekeepers. You and your team will withdraw immediately.
Time to find a new hideout.
Bring in the detectives you sent out. The peacekeepers will take custody of them.
This megaphone's killing me.
Hold on. I don't know what detectives you're talking about, and I don't know where any of them are.
I'll
I mean,
wait
that's
until
actually
this
true.
flower withers. You have
Ooh.
3 hours. I'll not wait a second longer. If you fail to meet my demands, you will suffer the same fate as this flower.
Wow.
Alara, I think we should go to the church by ourselves.
Fine, I get it, but
I think the meeting's cancelled.
can't you give me more time?
He wasn't proposing. So, run?
He's gone.
Master Detective.
Chief Yako, are you alright?
Oh, Yuma, and Alara, too.
Can't believe they found
This is
you.
bad. Listen, the peacekeepers just came by.
I know. We were watching from over there.
Huh? You were watching? You could have at least helped me out.
How? What did you want us to do?
Hold on. Are you two the detectives they were talking about?
What?
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. It's a long story, but it was probably us.
I don't think it's
Gotta
too
be
long a story.
kidding me! Why? What's going on?
We're solving mysteries, like number 1 said.
It's exactly as the peacekeeper said. We are currently pursuing the Nailman case.
Yeah, we're
We'd
trying
like
to
to
nail a
search around
man.
the church. I was about to ask you to take us there, but you seem rather busy.
Yeah, I'm real busy now. Thanks to you two. You're gonna keep investigating? Not gonna help your chief out of a jam?
No. Just submerge the submarine for 50 hours.
We've got 3 hours before I'm taken away. If that happens, the last detective agency in town is done for.
Why?
Just pick up the base and move it somewhere else.
Would you rather hand us over to the peacekeepers?
Like, I'm
Who do
pretty
you
sure
think
somebody
you're
else can
talking
take
to?
your role,
I'm
man.
the chief. I'd rather turn myself in than ever sell anyone out.
Alright, problem solved. Great job, everyone.
Woo!
First mystery solved.
Though, I wouldn't want to do that either, if I'm being honest.
Too bad.
Never
You
mind.
just said.
Forget what I just said.
No, what part?
He does not know when to stop.
What should we do, Halara?
There's only one person who'll be taken into custody. It's not the
The
chief,
killer?
not us. It's the Nailman. You will find the real
The
culprit
killer.
and turn the murderer over to the peacekeepers as originally planned.
Okay.
With enough evidence, they will have no room to reject the truth.
We'll see about
We
that.
only have 3 hours.
3 hours is more than enough. I will give my
Maybe
utmost
for
effort
you.
as your
Oh.
assistant.
Hey, we have 3 hours, but then I've got like an infinite amount of time right before the 3 hours is up to dick around in the labyrinth, so.
We have
With
3
my
hours, but
logic,
we also have to
anything is
examine like
possible.
4 locations. But I'm assuming it'll probably be just the church and the museum.
I don't really get it, but it seems best to leave it to you two.
Yeah, because you don't want
You
to do
said
jack,
you wanted
huh?
to go to the church? Let me mark it on the map.
He doesn't even take us. What a lazy.
It's for the best that I don't tag along. If we're seen together, things will get even more sticky.
You know what? That's fair.
I'll be right here,
But
waiting
it's
for
raining.
good news.
Shut up.
I'm counting on you.
Got it. We're off.
3 hours. You've got 3 hours to solve the case.
Actually, more like 2 hours and 58 minutes.
Seriously, I'm counting on you.
And
There's
you're just
still
counting.
so much I need to do.
Is there though? What are you looking at? You looking at a picture?
Is
of
it your
a
daughter?
loved one?
Is it your son?
Is your
Nun
wife?
stockings. All the nun stockings have a thickness of. Huh.
Ba-ba-da-da.
Let's go, Halara.
Da, 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 da.
You can
Yep.
get to the church from Kamasaki district. Time is short.
I am also short.
Let's hurry!
Wow.
Where's the lie, though?
Excuse me.
I am not the detective you are looking
Looking
for. A bus fare is 200 sheen.
That coffee was 800. That's not a creepy looking church.
So the mailman urban legend originated at this church.
There aren't any ghosts here, are there? It's safe!
Just you.
What's the matter, Halara?
I hate churches.
I knew it.
I find them devoid of value.
Huh? Why is that?
Because prayer is obviously inferior to payment. Just look at the tragedies the city has seen.
Wow. There's a bunch of eyes in the window.
There is no God to save you. The lost lamb should look to detectives for help instead, don't you think?
I don't know about that. Depends on the individual.
I mean, Halara, it's good to have faith in something.
Forget it. For now,
She has
let's
faith in
talk to
money.
the people around the church.
Will they even listen to us?
They can't say no if we say we're on assignment for the peacekeepers.
That's
Is it okay to
lying.
lie like that?
Whether it's okay or not is secondary. Our priority is to solve the case.
We're
In
on the
order
case.
to achieve that, deception is at times required.
I thought you meant boba. And I was like,
faith in Boba.
boba tea is really good.
Now, let us educate those who are here that their true savior isn't beyond the rain clouds.
Halara. We're not here to, like, rock any faiths or anything like that. We're just here to,
Investigate.
never mind, they're evil. Look at that dude.
What is it you wanted to speak about?
Look at his nose. He's so evil.
I've already spoken to the peacekeepers a bunch of times. How many times do I gotta say it?
She's adorable, though.
Hasn't the culprit already been arrested?
Was she pushed down the stairs?
Well, I don't mind. I have time to talk.
You
Or
look
did
like...
she fall out a window?
Or did Boss beat
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
What? Why would I not laugh?
What do you mean?
Because we made the joke about Boss pushing us down the stairs all the time.
Oh. I was saying out the window because of the high window that the killer got out of.
Oh.
How long
Maybe.
are you going to stand around like some tombstone? Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
Oh, yeah. We have to question them, right?
It's
Master.
your move. Play your card.
I didn't
Do
bring
I
any.
really have to do this? I guess Halara seems intent on being the assistant.
In my opinion, it'd go much faster if Halara did this, Master.
But
Okay.
I have to do it. No point in wasting time thinking about it.
Time for an investigation.
Excuse me.
I must investigate other places.
Make sure you didn't hide any weapons around here. Or that shiny back there.
I'm sure.
This fox must be the church's symbol.
Come on.
An otherwise fine atmosphere spoiled by a lame-ass fox. The gargoyle would really tie the place together. What the?
Issues with foxes.
Damn. That was pretty hostile.
Whee!
Vivia!
Yeah!
Don't worry, Hilara, I'm getting shit done. I leveled up.
I'm more effective at my job
I'm
now.
sure.
Come on.
Is that supposed to be a forest?
I don't know what they classify as forests.
What window?
Mm.
What's up with this window? Creepy.
Oh!
Maybe it's to reinforce an always watching type of ideology. Ideology? Ew, this thing's gonna haunt my dreams. Let's get out of here.
You and me both. You and me both. Alright, who to start with?
This guy looks like he's part of the mafia, honestly.
He probably is.
Okay.
He doesn't look like he's a part of the church.
You are the killer and you will be it. Okay.
And you are...
I do the odd jobs like cleaning around the church. I also care for the forest.
Well, I don't think you did. I don't know if you could fit out the window.
Do you know anything about the mailman?
Damn. Just being honest.
Damn.
I often patrol the woods, but I'm usually asleep at night.
As one does.
When morning comes around, there are dolls nailed
Wouldn't
to
be
the
me,
trees.
but most people,
It's
yes.
tough to clean all of them up. I've never seen the mailman himself, but I've seen people enter the forest plenty of times.
Have you ever talked to them?
I have, but they typically run away. Some get surprised and leave their nails and doll behind. I chase after them to give them back their dolls, but I'm never fast enough. They always get away.
That makes sense with a body like that.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Alright.
Y'all are savages.
Are you the priest of this church?
That's right. My family has served this church for many generations. Though I only became a man of the cloth in recent years, the blood of martyrs spanning centuries dwells within me. Thus, my existence is but a piece of the eternal prayers offered. That is my mission, as the divine has guided me to do.
I don't get why, but he sure seems proud to be a priest.
Do you know about the mailman?
Of course. I have no idea how that rumor spread around. Perhaps it was even started by a wish made by those seeking salvation, which created the fantasy of the nailed man.
Salvation?
Or maybe you started the rumor to make your church more poppin'.
The people of this city must be crazy if they look to the mailman for salvation.
Hey, that actually sounds kind of cool. I know how they feel. I want to tie you up and go to a world where it's just you and me, Master.
Isn't it basically already like that?
Okay.
He's not wrong.
You are...
What are you, blind? I'm a nun, obviously. You've
that-
got some nerve. Calling me here out of nowhere. Do you know how busy I am with choir practice?
No.
I'll kill your ass in the name of God.
That's the best line ever.
Sorry.
I think that's how the
She's the type my master has trouble with.
freaking religion war started. I'll kill your ass in the name of
I'll
God.
have you know, my dad is a higher up at Amaterasu Corporation. I don't care if you're on a mission from the Peacekeepers. If you piss me off, Papa will make you regret it.
Does your papa like money?
Right. I'd just like to ask some questions. I'll keep it quick. Do you know anything about this nail man?
You mean the guy nailing up dolls? Well,
No nailing other
I
men.
have seen someone going into the forest. late
Wait,
at
no.
night.
The nail man isn't the person nailing up dolls. That's just people who are calling upon the nail man who are nailing up the dolls, right? They like make the doll look like the person and then they put it in the forest and then the nail man is supposed to see the dolls and then carry out their act. How long has your arm been injured? That's the important question, Yuma.
Whenever I've gone into the forest afterward, I usually find dolls nailed to the trees. The dolls have names written in what looks like blood. It's creepy as hell, really. In other words, it's totally metal.
I see.
Isn't it porcelain?
By the way, what happened to your right hand? Did you get hurt?
Hey, don't stare. It's nothing. I went a little overboard while practicing an instrument.
Instrument?
What instrument?
I'm working on this new thing I call death metal choir. I was messing around on the bass and, well, you know.
Is that your
No.
dominant hand?
What kind of question is that? You want to die or something?
Oh,
It is her dominant hand. I'm sure of it.
I
Thank
see.
You're awfully sus.
Just a
Excuse
little
me,
sus.
but you are...
But also too sus.
Do you even have to ask?
Yes.
You know who I am.
No? Worshipper?
Huh? No, I think today is the first time we've met.
What? You're investigating the nail man and you don't know who I am?
What's that supposed to mean?
This must be the clergy member on the report who was the first to find the body.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I was the first on the scene.
Right, it was on
Okay.
the report.
So I'm
I'm
very
impressed Laura
excited
was
about
able
that.
to realize it so quickly.
You know
I've
what?
been attending every day since I was first baptized here as a child. That's how pious I am. But I don't work here, so it's not like I'm a clergy member. I just love mystical places like this. There's an otherworldly feeling to it, you know? I love researching this type of stuff, which is why I've been keeping an eye on Nailman activity for a while now.
So, you know a lot about the Nailman.
That's an understatement. In fact, you could say I'm an expert in Nailman research.
Almost like a fan? Almost like someone who could easily replicate?
In that case,
Dun,
what do you think about the
dun.
clock tower murder? Though it seems the suspect has already been arrested.
I think he was framed.
Okay, so he didn't do it.
You
Not
do?
necessarily.
Then who do you think the real killer is?
He could actually just want the credit for it
The
for
real
realsies.
Nailman, obviously. The Peacekeepers are making a big mistake. Listen, the Nailman exists. The Nailman is summoned through ritual and commits murder based on a sacrificial doll.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I get it. You probably want proof. In that case, look for a doll in the forest. You'll find a nailed doll with a name tag for the Dark Ceremony. Whoever's name is on it is the Nailman's next target. Just follow someone in town with the same name. If you're lucky, you might have a run-in with the Nailman. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. I've missed him by just a hair 4 times already.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
see. So you can guess the next victim based on each doll's name tag.
I was so close at the clock tower, too. I found someone whose name matched a name tag and figured out she was heading to the clock tower. I called the Peacekeepers and entered the clock tower, but I was too late. Damn it! If only I'd acted sooner. I was so close to meeting the Nail Man.
Guess he just wants to meet the Nail Man and doesn't care about preventing the murders. So he's an occult enthusiast? Seems like a huge weirdo.
Yeah. Okay.
I've talked to everyone. Halara, is there anything you'd like to ask them?
Only end your turn once you've secured a shot at victory.
Does that mean I should gather more information? What else should I ask about? There have been several Nailman cases in the past, right? Does anyone know anything about past cases?
You know a lot about these things, right?
Yeah, you can ask me anything about the Nail Man, including all past cases, obviously. I was the first to find the body every time.
And they haven't arrested you yet?
Literally.
Every time?
There's no reason to look surprised. I already told you how I did it.
That's quite a few self-reports.
I find dolls with name tags in the forest. Then, I look for whoever's supposed to be the next victim. But every time I find a victim, they're already dead.
Pretty shit job you're doing.
Being the first on scene each time sounds super suspicious.
Almost too suspicious.
You think I'm suspicious, don't you? I suppose you would. The first person on the scene can always lie and say they discovered the body in a locked room. But the thing is, I've never been alone when I've discovered a body.
That
All of the crime
doesn't mean
scenes
a thing.
had no way in or out, so I'd open them with someone nearby, or by asking the peacekeepers.
Isn't it even more sus that you, like, asked people to witness this locked room?
So the body's discovery was never done alone. If that's true, then all the rooms really were locked.
Master, why don't you ask for more details about past cases for now?
Can you tell me more about each case?
There have been 3 Nailman cases in the past 6 months, excluding the one at the clock tower. The first happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki district. It's essentially a members-only casino.
Oh, hey.
The victim owned the place.
Apparently I was trying to go there a bit too early.
At the time, the Nailman was just a name you'd sometimes hear about in urban legends. But I had a personal interest in the Nailman, so I started researching him. And then it happened. I came across another murder while investigating a name tag I found in the forest. I knew then that it had to be the Nailman.
And that crime scene was also within a locked room?
Yeah, all of the Nailman crime scenes have common characteristics. There's always a corpse and doll coated in nails, and also the murderer leaves no trace behind. Isn't that bizarre? See why I'm so interested in the Nailman?
I guess.
I totally get it.
Don't empathize with him.
The secret club was the first locked room mystery. As for the second, it was at a mansion in the residential area near Ginma district. About 3 months ago, the owner of the mansion was murdered in the building's study. The crime scene again took place in a locked room with a corpse and doll covered in nails inside. Considering all this, there's no doubt it was committed by the Nailman. By then, I knew the legendary Nailman had descended upon Kanai Ward. The third locked room mystery occurred a month ago. A woman was killed in an art gallery storage in Ginma district. It also featured a body and a doll covered in nails in a completely locked room. And today, the fourth locked room mystery happened at the clock tower. That's every single Nailman case. At least, for now.
Counting with the worshipper.
I'm sure the Nailman will continue on. He will enact revenge for the people of Kanai Ward.
That's a mood, Yuma.
Just like, can I get out of here now? This guy's crazy.
That reminds me, is there any information about the dolls used in the Nailman ceremonies? I know a few have been found at the crime scenes too.
You'd find that stuff in any doll shop.
Doll shop?
Huh? You haven't seen one? What are you, a foreigner or something?
Yes.
Around here, all the craft shops have been selling fancy dolls for a long time. They were mostly
Revenge.
souvenirs for tourists, but that industry is long gone now. Some places still sell them at steep discounts just to get rid of their stock. If you know where to look, you'll see mountains of illegally discarded dolls all over the place.
I see. So they aren't much of a clue given how easy they are to obtain. Has anyone noticed strange things happening near the church lately?
Wow, what a big question.
Oh, now that you mention it,
What is it? Please, any small detail will help.
something strange was burning in the incinerator earlier.
What do you mean by strange?
Like, I thought it was a rope, but all I can say is it looked strange.
Is it piano wires?
Can you try
imagine?
drawing what it looked like? It does look like some sort of bizarre
Oh,
rope.
wow. They made a straight up ladder.
Oh.
I'm trying to think if there's. What if, so like, he took along and then he wrapped it around the nails and like pulled it through. And like, it had like the strings. Like this one went straight through these loops to make the stairs or something. And then he climbed down and then he just released the one and it slid all the way back through.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's like a centipede.
I don't know how it
Legs
would
missing
keep
from
it.
one side. Looks delicious.
What?
I was worried that it wasn't supposed to be burned, so I tried to take it out. But I was too late. It was completely incinerated.
Oh.
I asked around to see if anyone knew about it, but everyone claimed they hadn't thrown away anything like it. The incinerator is surrounded by a locked fence. Only clergy can access it.
So it was the priest or the nun? Gotcha.
So, no one here recognized it?
I don't even work here in the first place.
Only clergy can access the incinerator, but no one claims to have thrown it away.
I mean, who would?
I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but something's fishy.
It has something to do with the case for sure. That's definitely how they got down. I just can't really picture how it will work
A
specifically.
watchmaker was
Yeah.
arrested earlier. He's suspected of being involved in the mailman incident. Does anyone know anything about him?
A watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colin? I've asked him to fix the church clock several times. To think that he's the mailman.
Oh, so you did it.
Well, it hasn't been proven that he's the culprit
Oh wait, the
yet.
church clock. Who asked him to fix the clock tower? That's the
Oh.
question.
Yeah.
I see. But if it were him, no one would blame him.
What?
What do you mean?
This city has completely changed. Everyone is seeking salvation in some way.
Okay, you're just fucked in the head. Gotcha.
The mailman was born out of our situation.
You mean the nailman is what the people actually wanted?
Well,
Many
duh.
would certainly deny it, but the nailed dolls continue to appear in our forest. If the
Yeah, that kinda just
mailman
proves
acts
that.
as their agent, then they are also the nailman. In a way. That's how I see it. What do you think?
It's true. The mailman could be seen as a savior to some people.
I mean,
After all, he
probably
killed
for the people
you
that
had dead
send them.
for you. I mean, the victim had it coming for doing something worth getting killed over, right?
Okay, but we don't know what they did.
They could have just let their dog poop in their yard.
Well,
I think I've asked about everything I wanted to find out.
Looks like time is almost up. Let's get going.
Time almost.
Was that okay?
Yes, it will suffice. Thank you for your cooperation.
Alara's like, good job, kid. Let's go to the first crime scene.
You should study their faces well. They may end up being accused of the murders.
Okay, well, I don't think it's the... not him.
Huh? You need to remember every face, so you can spot them, even if they flee through a crowd.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Wait! Do you mean the actual culprit is one of them?
Perhaps. There's not enough information yet.
Better watch out before you
We have no time to
get
waste.
a doll with one of your names on it.
Let's investigate the other crime scenes.
Yeah, why don't we investigate the dolls?
There's not to scramble what little gray matter rests in your head.
Wow.
So let's examine the crime scenes chronologically.
Okay. Well, the first murder occurred at...
The nightclub.
It's the secret club in the Kamasaki district, right?
Correct. Let's hurry. I won't allow time to be wasted.
I didn't make Alara mad. Yay, yes.
Alright.
Okay, now she got me paranoid. I don't think you are a bad guy. You pointed out the rope.
Yeah.
Whoa! I was like, he's a magician. He disappeared. So he's got like weird forehead, eyebrows, and weird wingy things. She's only got one on one side, right?
Looks like it. Ah. Yeah, just like a sliver.
Oh,
of
and
her.
she's got, yeah, like the nose ones too. Is that a lip piercing? And he's got like the super intricate weird thing that Soren has and Path of Radiance.
Okay.
Did you ever play the Ike game?
Oh yeah.
The lights illuminate the road to the church. There's an ephemerality to it. Like it could fade at any moment. This place would be perfect for a spooky dare.
Okay. Down we go.
Kamasaki District. An illegal members only casino located in Kamasaki District. One can enjoy slots, roulettes, and card games, but many games have obscene rates and cheating is rampant.
Sounds like a regular casino.
Credible rumors suggest there's a behind-the-scenes connection to Amaterasu Corporation.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Who isn't connected?
Alara? I've been thinking.
Well, that's good. You're a detective.
The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
You
Fair.
think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly ask for? Now, let's be swift.
You to do the job
Huh?
so I can be
Right.
lazy.
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence.
True.
Where's the secret club?
It's a secret.
You're not allowed to know.
I smell a mystery. I'm all hyped.
We found it.
I found it earlier.
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off. They've left it like this for 6 months?
In my detective game?
No doubt
Blasphemy.
they shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
Kick it down.
Karate chop.
Okay. Wow, it's unlocked. Quit standing around there, it'll
It's
make it
open.
more
Let's go inside.
suspicious.
The door. It opens.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't locked or anything. Oops, sorry.
I mean, they put up those, like, impassable tape.
Impassable.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Hello? Why they just left the body for 6 weeks?
Tourist.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
What do I gotta do to get a drink around here?
Actually,
my mini fridge.
Actually, after the train, I'm not sure I want to take a drink.
The peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched. The body was probably found around here.
Laura, look, that one jackpot thing is off.
The victim's name is Suguma Iho, an old man who owned this place.
Oh.
His reputation left much to be desired.
Oh.
This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the cheating was rampant.
That's what the loading screen told me.
You sure know a lot about it. When did you...
When we were loading...
When we were taking 30 minutes
I
longer.
gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out. At the time of discovery, the door was locked from the inside.
There aren't any
so we gotta
windows
find
either,
the way in and out.
which is expected, given that it's
Especially since it's a secret
underground.
casino,
There
there
are
has
air vents,
to be
but they have
like
secure
a secret
covers barring entry.
door.
Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
Get on
no
the table,
windows.
man.
The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside.
I don't know, there's like a really sus line in the carpet right near the bar.
It's a
Right.
laundry mystery. Locked room mystery.
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
Probably on the wall.
We're...
In a solid state.
I
He
told
was
you
just
not to
hanging around.
worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
Don't tell me you've forgotten I'm a master detective.
Oh, your forte.
Oh!
My forte is post-cognition, the power to see the past.
Oh yeah, she's gonna die.
However, it can only be used at murder scenes. To be precise, I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered.
Okay,
That's
then-
pretty specific.
Another
yeah.
way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry.
I mean, if
that's
she could
easier
see
to
the
understand.
past, she could see who actually killed them, so.
That's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective.
It's just sort of like, how does that ability know what state the first person who found it was? And technically the person who murdered was the first person who found it.
My
Okay,
power
you know
allows
what?
me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered.
Weird.
Okay, but what if they had an accomplice? Does that count?
The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my postcognition. What I see is
Them
what
just
actually
trying to
was
make
there.
her power not too OP.
When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather a trigger. Perhaps the best way to think of it is like a bookmark stuck between the pages of when the body was found. Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence. It's similar to the mystery labyrinth, where I
So, like,
recreate
will
the
we
crime scene
know-
in your mind.
So would she normally be able to show other people her things, or?
Maybe not.
Now it's done in the real world.
I guess we'll find out when we actually
Although,
see, because we
It
like...
is limited to
Yeah.
both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair? Now I'm angry. Master, can I nibble on your heart to help cheer me up?
Technically, she wasn't there when he first witnessed the power. She was still, like, fermenting? Is that a good word for it?
Of course not.
Oh, Halara's forte is a key?
Mm.
See, this is sus.
What?
I'm investigating. Don't interfere. Look around the scene in the real world until I'm done using my post-cognition.
So she's doing it now?
I guess so.
Interesting.
Post-cognition. I wonder what it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
Well, do I have some good news for you?
What is it this time?
Master, try to remember. Did you
Oh,
feel
never mind. She
anything
was there, I
on
guess.
Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives use their powers?
This sensation. I felt it when Aphex used his powers.
That was not Aphex's power. That was her using her powers.
Somehow, it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears.
Well, I think it was a blend of both of theirs.
Right. I can sense whenever a master detective uses their power.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power. On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but its true function is to share their powers.
Wait, then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate.
So
You
it's
must
not his
kiss
forte.
someone to share their ability.
What?
I think you're just bullshitting me.
I think you want me to just be kicked into...
Halara?
Just kiss her hand. Okay.
Why did you blush? Did you really want to? You
I
still don't know if
mean-
Halara is a boy or a girl.
That
Oh,
doesn't
quit messing
matter.
around and tell me how it works.
You need permission
Look at
from the
them.
person sharing the ability first. Then, you must hold hands while the ability is active.
What?
That's it.
Oh, I'm sure that will
Okay,
make sense.
I can do that.
Can you?
Mommy?
Can we hold hands and can you share your ability with me?
This is gonna sound real strange.
Maybe he can act as like it being his forte.
Halara?
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
Okay.
I kind of like that. That should be used more often.
Hold hands. You and me.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
I'm gonna have to go get pizza
Yeah,
soon.
but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
It was funny because I
I
didn't
have
see
no
yours. I was
intention
like,
of
man,
being friendly
Buddy
with
ate
you."
all of her pizza.
I did the same thing last night when I was putting mine away. I was like, man, Buddy ate all of her pizza.
No, I just fell asleep, so I didn't get to get it in the fridge yet.
I ate like a third of it.
Yeah, I think I ate like 3-4 slices.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Whoa!
You know,
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
you know
I
what?
didn't know you hated me so much.
That would be
Let
my
me be
feelings.
clear. I don't just hate you in particular.
You hate all guys?
You
I
hate
despise
touching.
all of humanity equally.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I don't trust anyone. Except the dead.
Well, I've got a death card. Oh, wait, nope. That.
I had a
Nope, can't do that.
Halara must be a demon straight.
I mean, I'd be like, I can't touch people.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
Because you're paying.
As I
them.
told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive.
You don't
As
receive
long as you
payment yet,
promise
though.
payment,
Oh god.
I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
Okay, but professionally, I would like to hold
my
your hand.
It's necessary for the
Wow.
investigation.
I'm sure that'll convince her.
You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then.
Oh,
right?
that's smart play.
Hmm.
Is it gonna be another
Fine.
million?
If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
It just goes up to 10 million.
I'm curious to know how much it would cost. I only have to hold one hand? Okay. I guess she has to do that for her stuff to work. Oh, dolls. I was like, what the heck are those?
Do I have to hold their hand the whole time?
It's so cute.
Everything
For
looks
some
different than a
reason,
moment ago.
it looks like a mom walking with her child.
Incredible. So this is post-cognition.
Am I wrong?
No.
Like, hold my hand, son.
you
We're gonna
use
cross the street now.
So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
If you can see what I see, that would be for
Do
the
you
best.
see what I see?
I'm only acting as your assistant.
Never
after
mind.
all.
Releases her hand.
This is quite the bizarre crime scene. But unusual crime scenes are expected when you work for the WDO. Now, let's see what you're capable of.
Okay.
Alara,
Investigation.
I would die for you.
Oh.
Aww.
I was really hoping you just walk around holding their hand.
I have to say, post-cognition is amazing. You can see the exact crime scene the moment the body was first discovered. Were you born with this power?
My forte is no ordinary superpower. It is a highly refined technique heightened through training.
So you weren't able to use it in the beginning?
I could, but initially, it was just ordinary psychometry. Since I was young, I would often get sudden glimpses of the past, as if I was experiencing a flashback. After a while, touching people or objects resulted in visions flowing through my mind. I only learned it was a form of psychometry after growing older. In the WDO, simply having psychometry as a trainee grants you preferential treatment. But I was not satisfied. I believed I could use this ability more effectively as a detective. And through painstaking effort and training, I gained this ability in 3 days.
Whoa.
3 days?
As I told you earlier, this ability can only see when a corpse is first discovered. It can't be used from the culprit or victim's viewpoint. It is only when a third party first witnesses a crime scene. There are conditions for my post-cognition to activate. First, I must be standing at the crime scene. This condition is absolutely required. I must
Makes
also
sense.
know the victim's name and face.
Oh.
That's why prior research is crucial.
Makes sense.
Lastly, post-cognition is only effective in a 10-meter radius around the body. At this time, I can only see the crime scene and the victim. I can't see any living things that were at the scene.
So if someone was hiding in the room, you wouldn't be able to see them?
No. My ability isn't so good at detecting people.
Still, this is
Probably 'cause she hates
incredibly
people.
effective in investigating murder
Yeah,
cases.
Feel free to summon me whenever you need my help.
I wonder
Of
how she
course,
feels about
I
animals.
don't work for cheap.
You're not gonna change your mind on that, I guess.
Never.
Maybe if you woo them.
That's...
There's a roulette table. It probably hasn't been used since the incident, and it's covered in dust. There doesn't appear to be any clues on top of the roulette table. Woo! There's nothing underneath either. We should check someplace else. Right, let's do that. Okay. Oh, wait. Wait, whoa.
Cute.
Was this moved during the incident? As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem related to the case.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
has
let's check
dolls on
another
it.
place.
Doll on table.
That's...
There's a doll nailed to the roulette table too.
I see.
There's also a doll nailed here, right in the middle of the roulette wheel. The doll itself seems to be the same as the others. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy. That is in and of itself sufficient knowledge. Let's check someplace else. Release the hand.
What a rich fragrance! How about a taste, Master?
Cute. Well, counter seat.
That's...
The chairs are lined up neatly. Did someone rearrange the chairs after the incident?
Well,
Either the peacekeepers did so, or the staff here did. Either way, it's not something to worry about. True, I'll check someplace else.
Entrance door.
What does that mean?
When the body was discovered, this door was locked from the inside. There was no way into or out of the room. In other words, it's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery! Things are heating up. Dun dun.
It fell down.
That's...
The chair is knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and the culprit?
Possibly.
I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw off the investigation. There's not much we can get from it other than the fact that it's knocked over. Let's check elsewhere. Right.
The lock is broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the
Probably.
clock tower.
Probably
But
the
from
witness.
the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Glass on the counter. Ah, of course.
There's a glass on the counter. There's a thin layer of dust, so it could have been there since the incident. The key was in the glass at the time of the body was discovered. If you want to investigate, we should use postcognition.
Hey.
Right, got it.
You don't have to tell me.
Laura, I'm figuring things out, okay?
That's...
I need points.
There's a slot machine here. It's been untouched for a while, so it's covered in dust. As far as I can tell, there are no traces that could be related to the crime.
well,
If you're curious about the scene at the time of the discovery of the corpse, use postcognition. Right, I'll give it a try.
I wonder if she used postcognition.
Why is this slot machine off?
Yeah.
Looks missing with that one.
Oh. Huh. The slot machine is spotless. Looks like it was well taken care of. There's nothing here of interest.
yeah.
Seems that way. Let's check someplace else. Right. It does seem of interest.
Maybe after like examining that one specifically. Oh. Key.
Oh, there's a
Oh.
key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
Seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key.
Was it held by the master
It's also
detective?
a special key that can't be duplicated.
How?
If it was thrown in from
Oh, God.
outside the vent, it wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
I mean, they could have just... It has like a little thing on it, so it could have been strung down from a string from the vent. And like tied
Yeah, because they probably could have
up
used
to
the.
this light.
Yeah. Yeah, because without like moving tables or anything, they probably climbed the nails that the dolls are hanging on.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, they could just leave.
No, I know.
Yeah, normally, but yeah. Wait, that's how I do it. This jackpot machine.
Just gotta hit this thing and it'll be good as new!
Okay, she's just putting the slots.
I love it. I love her little little side things she does.
Yeah, they made her really involved.
That's...
Yeah.
There's a vent here. The four corners of the covers are screwed down, so I don't think it will open. I doubt the cover can be opened when it's like this.
But
It's too early to conclude there is no useful information. Compare it with what we've seen in post-cognition.
Give me a moment, Halara.
Right, I'll give it a try. Okay? Thanks, Mom.
Oh. Okay, don't like the way you're staring at me.
I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's
Maybe it
eyes
was
is
also choked.
completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene. It's so quiet.
Thank you. Still not a fan of that, but that's fine. There's a doll down.
Doll down! Doll down!
Which is a...
I knew it.
Sure enough, the secret club has dolls nailed to the wall, too.
yeah,
That must be the nail man.
The doll man.
The nail man's calling card. They're nailed into the wall seemingly at random, facing all directions. I can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culprit. Let's try checking someplace else.
Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on. Which means it could be easily removed, right?
what are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult could probably pass through.
Like a nun.
Or the priest. It's gotta be the nun or the priest.
Yeah.
But the nun seems
It's a
too
man's
sus.
corpse.
Of
He's
the two of
probably
them?
around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him. Signs that he was
Oh,
strangled.
he also tried to claw off the rope.
The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
The most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
That's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. Such an awesome mentor.
Meanwhile, Thunderbolt and Fubuki are still eating breakfast.
Oh, absolutely.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
I'm like, were we supposed to do something? I can't remember.
The culprit first strangled the victim
That's
to death,
terrible.
I will
and
so
then
much.
decorated the room afterward.
But why?
Oh my god. How awkward is it gonna be holding Thunderbolt's hand?
How awkward is it gonna be holding Vivia's hand?
Vivia just refuses to get off the floor.
I'm just really curious to learn everybody's fortes.
Honestly, same. I think this is everything, right?
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Below
was right.
the vent?
Yeah, definitely somebody stepped up on those.
Huh. Some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Another reason?
Come on, Yuma.
I think that's about it.
I think I've checked what I can here.
End. Finished.
That should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient to be able to share my post-cognition. It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Does she,
I can imagine.
does she have a crop top?
Maybe.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
Aw.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locked room mysteries to examine. The second incident was at the mansion near Jingle district.
Oh, you don't want to quiz me this
I
time?
have an idea of where to go. Let's hurry there.
Okay.
We don't have to go to the clock tower again, do we?
I hope not. Because that was
Few
boring.
people have seen the priest's eyes because he's always squinting. As a result, there's a rumor among clergy members that anyone who sees his eyes will either become blessed or vanished. Do, 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 do.
29-0.
I'll see, the cheese meat buns are priced at 250 Shien.
Bro, meat buns are so good.
The building we're heading to is accessed through Jingle district. Let's hurry there.
Yes.
What make this game more perfect if there's like a camera aspect to it, so you can take pictures. I mean, technically you can do it with your Switch, but
No, I know what you mean though. Or like in Spider-Man where you can take selfies.
yes,
I want to take selfies with Hilara.
I would love that.
Okay,
I wish more games did that kind of feature.
Yeah. It's not stellar. I mean, all those people have probably seen all the art before.
Wait, where are we going?
This way, to the mansion.
mansion.
Yeah, I already examined that.
This way. Boy, there was like, you can't go down there yet.
Oh!
Jeez, Yuma. Seems like they're restoring the building.
Get it?
Marines 24/7. No wonder this place is a wreck. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Do, 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 do.
Mama.
Oh, she's snoozing over there.
See, they very reasonably priced at 100 Shien.
But is it as good?
That's the question. The location changes daily. The blue-haired guy said that was his favorite one.
Well, do we trust blue-haired guy?
Oh no.
You know?
Hmm?
I always want to try a food truck.
I never want to try a food truck. That person.
It's because you're picky. Me, not so much.
Well, I've seen what people with actual restaurants do to clean, and I just don't trust food trucks.
I feel like I'd trust them more because it's a smaller location. Area. Not location.
What's wrong, Master? Doesn't she seem a bit uneasy, like she might fall over at any moment?
Come on.
Actually, she does look like she's frozen in time. You really can't help yourself when it comes to ladies, can you?
Laura's probably
Doesn't
like,
like
what
that.
are we doing?
Excuse me, is something wrong? You seem upset. Huh? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm kind of a detective. In training, a detective? I see.
Well?
So is something wrong? Well, actually, I've run away from home. And I'm at a loss about what to do next. Oh, this smells like a case. Let's hear her out, Master.
How?
Yeah, you might be right. I should avoid getting involved, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I just left her alone.
Because you ran away from home?
Could you give me some more details? Well, I'm the daughter of a merchant who does business throughout Kanai Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the family circumstances, it was decided that I would have an arranged marriage. Thinking of what's best for my family, I should accept the proposal. But my suitor is an awful person. I heard it with my own ears. He said he was only using my father. Well, why don't you make a doll and nail it at the back of the church?
Whoa!
Huh? Then why not talk to your father
I mean,
about it?
technically, aren't you using each other?
That's true. There's nothing I can do without proof, besides my father is very keen on him. When I told my father I didn't want to get married, he yelled at me and said I shouldn't cause trouble.
I see.
So that's why you ran away from home.
Aww.
How lame. Let's get out of here.
No.
We can't do that. Having to marry an evil man sounds terrible. Leaving home has given me some time to think. I want to try talking to my father. But if I went back now, I don't think we would have a civil conversation. I'm terribly sorry, but could you take this letter to my father for me? I'll reward you for your trouble.
Say,
Does this chick think detectives are errand boys?
That's what everybody thinks in games with their side quests.
We can just leave her like this.
Aww.
That's my master, simping over every woman he meets and making their wishes come true. You sound like that.
Alright.
Okay, I'll help you. Thank you so much. My father should be in front of Kanai Station around now.
Hey,
Around now.
It'd be a good idea to ask what he looks like, right? The station is a busy place after all.
That's true.
It's true. What exactly does your father look like?
Like a man.
He should be wearing a suit, navy blue from head to toe. It's his favorite.
I see.
I see, thank you.
Paired with the dough.
Oh. Navy blue head to toe.
See, I don't understand that whole reasoning of running away from home.
aw.
Well, the mansions look so ritzy. Master, I bet you'll never have the chance to set foot inside those kind of places.
Mood.
Yeah, I know. Please don't remind me.
Well, I don't want to live in a mansion. That's too much.
Yeah. I barely want to clean the house.
Barely.
Ah! There's a spirit-like apparition over there. Huh? Tricked ya. Can't believe you fell for that. Kihaha.
But anyway, her whole situation is like, he's an evil man because he wants to use me in this marriage. I'm like, isn't that the whole point of arranged marriage, is to use each other for their family's gain? Majority of the time?
Hot take.
Oh.
Fancy neighborhoods sure have a lot of amenities. Is there any need for fire hydrants given the constant
For
rain?
dogs to pee on.
Who knows when something might explode? Better be safe and soggy. It's safe than sorry.
So dogs can pee on something to mark their territory. Even though it'll be washed away, but they don't know that.
Could you imagine like a dog peeing on a hydrant and a peacekeeper just comes up and is like, hey!
I would kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, either way.
Well, I mean, if the family does better, then that does get them more money, generally. But yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, there's another... Oh, no, that's just the quest I'm doing, I think. That's a mansion. Boost. I want another slice of pizza.
Same. Where is her Faja? Where's her Darth Vader?
Technically, you're in a suit. Oh. Might be in the station itself.
Oh, possibly.
Time to stand.
No, thank you.
My watch just told me it was time to stand.
No, thank
So
you.
maybe I'll go heat up a pizza.
I need to go heat up pizza.
Huh?
I need to go heat up pizza. Maybe while you're looking for this dude, I'll go heat up mine.
Okay.
Because this isn't really, like, super important where it's not terrible.
Oh!
A completely navy blue suit. Could this be the merchant girl's father? Is the man with him the client's suitor? I bet he is. He even looks evil.
No.
We can't tell just from appearances. Anyway, let's try talking with him. Excuse me. Huh? Who are you? If you don't mind, we're in the middle of an important conversation. I have a letter for you from your daughter. What did you say? You know my daughter's whereabouts?
Well?
Yes, but would you please read the letter first? You're not actually listening to this guy, are you, sir? I'll see for myself. Wah, 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 wah. This is without a doubt her handwriting. There must be some kind of mistake. I would never mistake my daughter's handwriting. I'm afraid that if what's written here is true, this marriage cannot be allowed to continue. But that was... Ugh, and I almost got away with it too, if it weren't for those rotten kids and your little ghost too.
Huh?
He's not even trying to hide it. He sounds like some second-rate cartoon... Yes, he does, Shinigami. Yes, he does. No point in playing pretend anymore. Our scam's over the moment they start to doubt ya. Later, chumps. Hey, wait! There's no need to follow him. Thank you for delivering this letter.
No.
No, it was nothing. I'll try talking to my daughter. Allow me to properly thank you another day.
Yes.
Sure.
For now.
Let's go report to the client. Master Detective. Wow. Dragon Palace has 500 Shein meat buns.
Give him the letter.
Yeah.
Was he like, where's my daughter, you fool?
No, he said, wait, let me read this letter. Hold on. Hold on, suitor guy. I gotta read this letter.
And that's what
And the
happened.
guy's like, you can't believe that. And then Yuma was like, but it's from your daughter. And he's like, I'll read the letter and decide for myself. And he's like, well, this is my daughter's writing. Business off. And the guy's like, I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Heard that.
And then now I'm talking to her. I don't think you'll have to worry about that arranged marriage anymore. Really? Then my father actually believed me? I think I'll go home now. Thank you so much for everything.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, honestly, not how I expected it to go. I hope it goes well.
Well,
That guy is staring at me. We did our part. Who cares what happens next?
No.
We're involved now, so I'd like for her to be happy.
huh?
Oh, I get it. This must be the way of the simp.
They're not wrong.
Why do you keep calling me that? Whoa.
Complete.
Sorry, Hilaria. I had to get that done. It was very important to me.
So when she told her dad, he's like, don't cause trouble. And then when she runs away and writes a letter, he's like, oh. Yes, of course. Need to stop this marriage now.
But she probably... sometimes tensions are really heated when you're face to face, so if you read things in writing, it's easier to, like, process without having that person, like, staring you down, you know? At least I have these to help me if I ever forget what they look like.
There's a better image.
Wait, her birthday is April 9th.
Yeah.
Price negotiations. Oh. I need her next time I need Hilara.
I don't think it would work.
Dislikes atheists.
No, that's fair.
Talent making speeches. And nailing people.
Uh-huh.
Video games. Dislikes violence. Likes anime figures. Alrighty.
Wow.
Knowledge of the occult.
Just
Dislikes a world filled with happiness?
I have a person to introduce you to.
What kind of fucked up...
Him and Vivia are gonna have a good time together.
No. Vivia doesn't mind if there's happiness in the world. He just wants to die. This guy just doesn't want anybody to be happy. Like, what's up with that, huh? Okay, I'm gonna go heat up my pizza now. Pizza! Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening. It's not a burrito.
He's like, Switch, can I have it now?
It's like, oh, you're going down now? Will you take me out?
Oh, expect him to slam the door. Haha, fooled you. Door closed, leads to a gate. Meh. I am not talented in that. Indeed. I'm going for it was the nun. Her broken arm's suspicious. Ow. Actually, almost done with my drink. Andy, did she leave? Oh, you poor thing. Oh, what was you? You were abandoned by your mom. I'm so sorry for your unhappiness. Mwah. Oh, you're a cute little puppy. You're a cute little puppy. Oh, you're a cute little puppy. Hi.
Hi, Indy.
He's like, you're back. Okay, we gotta put that up because Rio came upstairs.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was there. I also got cheese puffs.
And of course, Indy was done eating his food, so. As usual.
What a silly dog.
Now he's like, ooh, food.
He's like, I'll forget all about trying to go downstairs. Post-cognition. Okay. Excuse-moi.
Alright, so we don't know what his forte is anymore, because that's apparently because of Shinigami.
But they think it's his forte.
Yes,
So
which
that's
works
good.
out for him.
Yeah, because if we actually get like a for real forte, and then they're like, but we thought that was your thing. That could actually be bad though.
There's a large mansion beyond the gate over there. I wonder if that's the second crime scene.
That's probably it. Let's go inside.
Oh yeah.
Unless he didn't have a forte.
It's closed, as expected.
And that's why he also signed the thing that...
Wow.
Are you sure?
Wow.
That was hot.
Wait!
Sure.
Oh, of course, of course.
I mean...
Huh?
These weeds are getting out of control. It doesn't look like anybody's been taking care of this place.
Well,
Nobody left to take care of that stuff since the incident.
How does one take care of a garden when it's always raining?
I mean, true. Honestly, it's just mud. We would know. Our yard is just mud.
Oh.
It looks like a haunted mansion.
I hope there aren't any ghosts around. I have a feeling they'll appear this time.
I've been meaning to ask, but aren't you kind of a ghost yourself?
The incident occurred about 3 months ago. The victim was Ali Hohen, the owner of this mansion. He had no family and lived alone. The mansion is now empty and dilapidated. The crime scene is in the study near the back. Let's go.
Dramatic
The
rip.
Mailman killings had another common factor.
Oh yes, leave the
besides
doors
locked
open.
room.
Only one person owns the facility?
The first person to find the body was always
Oh,
the
that
same
one too.
Oh,
person.
well, yeah, we knew that.
That worshiper from church? Do you suspect him too?
Halara suspects
Duh.
everybody. Probably suspects you too.
What he said did make sense. He's been obsessed with the Nail Man and had access to the names of potential victims. It's not too surprising for him to be the first on the scene each time.
I guess I shouldn't assume things going into this.
That's right. It's down this hallway. The crime scene is in the room on the right side. There's little time. Let's head straight there.
Ha! Think you're partners now just because you held hands with my master?
Yes.
I'll have you know, Master and I are connected on a much deeper level.
Don't make it sound so suggestive.
Plot twist that worshipper writes the names himself in hopes of catching the Nail Man.
Say,
The owner's not around anymore, and they're a bunch just hanging around. Let's snatch one and sell it. I'm a detective, not a thief. Why not both?
Is it really stealing when the person's dead?
A sofa is in a lobby. Who is it intended for? It's probably just a status symbol, right?
Yeah, that or a hole filler.
Or for Vivia. Or someone like Vivia, I should say.
Did you eat good,
feels
Indy?
like a jump scare's coming up.
I swear to God, if there's a jump scare and I drop my pizza, I'm gonna be pissed.
So this is the study where the crime took place.
Oh, it's open. I wonder if the lock was broken at the time of discovery
Probably.
here too.
The door, it opened.
There's nothing left here either.
Whoa.
It's all cleaned up.
Who's been feeding the fish?
That's
I don't
so
want
cool.
to do it, but I suppose I can share my post-cognition again here.
Are you sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it. Just make it quick.
Imagine every time you finish like the investigation, she's like whipping out the hand sanitizer and just like, Look at your fish tank. That's so cool and pretty. I like that. I wish I was that rich.
That's true.
There are fish in the tank. It doesn't seem like they've been cared for since the owner was killed. They're looking pretty bad. Inside the tank, some kind of secret passage.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be interesting. It doesn't appear to be related to the case.
Feed the fish! Feed the fish!
Can we
Projector?
That's right.
There's a projector installed in the center of the bookcase. I'd like to take a look, but I can't reach it.
That's right.
Halara, could you please take a look at that around the projector?
Very well.
Sure. Give me a moment. The projector is pretty dusty. It doesn't seem to have been used since before the incident. So it's probably got nothing to do with the case. Wait, how many weeks has it been since this one?
I don't remember.
I don't think they mentioned.
Switch. Ooh. Clouds.
Okay.
Okay. Don't forget the lamp.
Yeah, I know. I was just seeing if that was new because I turned it on.
Nancy, you got fuzz stuck to your stuff. Come here. Come here.
It's a lamp. The light's on right now, Master Detective. Make sure to use proper lighting in addition to these kinds of lighting, and as eye strain may occur. Indy! You goof. Who are you talking to, Shinigami?
Anytime you look, they would like smack him in the face.
Indy, I was not calling you over.
He's like, sure you were.
Hee Whee!
The crime scene of the murder is vividly brought to life before us. It all
Thank
happens
you.
in silence, as though awakening from an eternal slumber.
Okay, that's not as bad.
But the corpse will never wake up again.
Interesting way to nail them. Phrasing.
They've all been hung prior
Even
to
if the
this,
corpse did awaken, the nails pinning him down would prevent him from rising.
Or at least maybe been knocked out and then strangled with a rope.
The door is the only entrance and exit to the room. are no windows and the vent is small. I don't see any escape routes from the locked room. Maybe the doll nailed to the wall holds the answer to
stop?
this bizarre mystery.
Stop.
Oh!
Cash, Yuma.
The lamp's light is pointed at the table. It probably wasn't turned on at the time. I don't see anything suspicious. Doesn't seem like the lamp is related to the case.
You're not related to the case.
Wow. There's a switch for the projector on the desk. Looks like it was set to off when the corpse was found. Okay. There's a weird thing.
Still a fish tank?
There's a huge fish tank here, but there aren't any fish inside. Living things can't be seen through post-cognition. It doesn't have that ability.
Right.
Right.
It's alright.
The projector is installed in the center of the bookcase. It wasn't on when the corpse was found. You'll never reach it, Master. I'll check it out for you. Well, did you find anything unusual? Nope. Everything is extremely usual and unrelated to the case.
Thank you.
Cool.
Master Detective.
I think that's about everything. Okay. Whoa.
Shinigami? My gosh.
Guess I should check the door.
Vent.
There is a vent, but it's too small for a person to fit through.
But not Paper Mario.
And it's also screwed shut from the inside. It seems impossible to remove.
What's this now? Master, I discovered something. There are marks in the gap between the fence, like something scraped against it.
String?
Really?
But given your height, you couldn't see it even if you stood on a chair.
Halara, can you use that chair to peek into the vent?
I will do so for 10,000 yen.
Wow.
Wow.
You're charging me for it?
I jest.
Aww.
They're starting to like you a little bit more.
The marks in the vent seem to be left by strings rubbing against it. Did someone hitch a string to it or something?
That's how they got the key back in.
It shouldn't even be visible from your perspective. I'm surprised you noticed.
He's just a master detective checking all things.
Just a hunch.
See? I told you I'm useful. I do way more than just float around.
I didn't say you weren't useful.
You should give me 10,000 yen as a reward.
No.
I'm kidding, a headache.
Poor Yuma. She's forever and dead.
This is...
The door to the study, we left it open just in case. It's always good to be wary of sudden attacks. Never let your guard down.
I think it would be
Right, got it.
easier to prepare if you were at the door opening.
True. It's because of the teaching of yours truly. You're welcome, Master.
But who am I to know?
Like, the train one made sense because we could tell if somebody was going by or not.
Yeah.
But, I almost just exited this without doing post-cognition. Is there a key on the floor? No. Well then.
Awkward.
Don't I feel sheepish?
The door here can only be locked with a key. However, there is only the master key. No spares exist.
The like background
The
sound
scenario
effects reminds me of like
locked-room mystery in
one of the
casino.
worlds from
We
Spyro.
can disregard the possibility of a duplicate key.
Which one?
I can't remember.
The master key was found in this room at the time of discovery.
This is also similar to the locked room mystery in the secret club.
But there is one difference. The key was found underneath the corpse.
Oh, so they sewed it in his pocket.
Under the corpse?
I see the
But
case
we
closed,
can't move the
so
corpse
that's
in the
part
past,
sort of
so
did that.
we can't confirm if that's true.
Post-cognition isn't all powerful, but it's a fact that the key was found under the corpse. I have a crime scene photo, taken back then, in my jacket pocket. No detail has slipped past my efforts.
Right.
Laura, you're too OP.
What?
Whoa.
Excuse me? Aww.
Huh? What's this?
Wait, not that one. I meant the other photo. This one's unrelated to the case.
So cute.
Oh,
I'll give it back
this
for
is
5 million Shien.
You're right. The key's near the middle of his back.
That your chance, Yuma, to get rid of all your debts.
Could it be something that peacekeepers fabricated?
The peacekeepers acknowledged the incident occurred in a locked room. Besides, there's no need for fabrication.
What about fabrication softener?
After all, it would be more convenient for them to
I
have fewer
apologize.
mysteries to deal with.
That's true. Sorry for being doubtful.
No, that's expected of a detective. You're starting to figure out how to do your job.
Yeah.
Was that a compliment?
Cute.
Really all it takes to please you?
Back off,
I
Shinigami.
drew a sketch of the room's state on the back of that photo.
Yeah, actually, Shinigami, that's my foreplay. They compliment me on
Remember
my
it,
detective skills.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Why a sketch? How can it help solve the mystery? Also,
They
what
circle
was
the
with that
cone.
cat photo anyway? That's surprisingly cute.
We'll ask about that later, I guess. Okay.
Or never, if you want to live.
I mean, that's... her foot is off. Okay.
And that's that area.
There was a cone here. Sorry, Shinigami, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, did you?
Stacked books!
Mm.
So we couldn't see his face when they walked in and stuff.
He got stabbed.
Oh!
2 extraordinarily thick books are stacked on the desk. These books are in great condition aside from some dust. They look completely untouched.
Beats me.
Souvenir.
He probably wanted to seem knowledgeable. They haven't been moved for a while. They're probably not related to the case. Quick, grab one for Vivia. It's a carefully organized bookshelf. Looks like all the novels belong to the same series, the Goin Saga.
Yeah.
I believe this series has more than 150 volumes. Unfortunately, the author has passed away. It's a shame the story never saw an ending.
Oh!
Landscape paintings in extravagant frames are on display. All these paintings look incredibly expensive.
However,
They're counterfeits, not a single one is genuine. Doesn't look like there's anything relevant to the case here. Let's investigate elsewhere. Okay, but like the thing said...
Oh!
Several dolls have been nailed to the floor. After the clock tower and the secret club, this makes 3. It doesn't make it any less creepy though.
beats me.
Now's not the time to show fear. Investigate thoroughly and find the clues to solve this case. Right.
I see.
The dolls have nothing in common and I don't see any unusual markings either.
It appears.
Nothing to do with the case then.
What does that mean?
There's an expensive looking landscape painting, but it's tilted. I wonder why. Could this be related to the locked room?
It appears.
Doubtful, judging by the marks on the wall, I'd say this painting was hung at an angle. The peacekeepers must have altered it by mistake during their investigation. How confusing. Aha. 2 extraordinarily thick books are placed on the desk. It doesn't look like the books were stacked when the body was found.
Well,
Peacekeepers must have stacked them. Good grief, what a bunch of amateurs. Placement seems to be the only thing that's changed. Don't think this will help with the case.
Still books.
A series of books is arranged neatly on the shelf. There's no indication the books have been moved. I don't think they're related to the case. I agree, let's look somewhere else. Okay. This was a whole bunch of nothing.
This is useless.
Almost as useless as Mikoto. Sorry,
Sorry.
Shinigami. I'm so sorry. We're sorry.
Sorry.
All these books are lined up so neatly. They're covered in dust. Nobody's touched them for a long time. meaning they won't help us with the case.
You don't know that. Beep.
See, why are they weird?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even in the past, several books line the shelves. I checked, but it doesn't seem like anything's different between then and
I
now.
see.
In that case, it's probably not related to the case.
Is anything related to the case in here?
Oh, this must be this triangle?
Oh.
there's only one doll nailed to the wall. Comparatively, there was a nearly obnoxious number of dolls nailed to the walls in the other crime scenes. Maybe there was no room to nail them to the walls because of all the bookshelves in the way? Wait, this doll has both eyes gouged out. Did the culprit do this on purpose? This keeps getting more and more disturbing.
But it's kinda creepy cute. I want to put one next to the top of a staircase so people can run into it at night.
Why would you want to do that?
You know, this doll seems made of cheaper materials compared to the other ones.
Hey, you're right. Like it's made of resin instead of porcelain. The texture looks cheap, but also more durable.
Too bad it doesn't have eyeballs.
The eye holes are connected to each other in the head cavity.
Oh, the string went through them then.
It's like that darkness is
Oh god.
staring into me.
Not looking.
Huh? There's a mark on the edge of
doing
the
it.
eye holes near the nose.
Don't do it.
Looks like a string rubbed against it. How did this mark get here?
Why are you laughing?
Because it's staring so ominously. Okay.
Good line. Okay.
A good real close up of the eyes.
Absolutely not. I'm out.
Okay, I think I got everything. Oh wait,
This is the body.
Halara's hands are smaller and softer than I thought. Considering Halara's strength, I thought they would be bulkier.
She mostly uses her
Master,
legs.
is holding hands all it takes to get you hot and heavy? You're making me sad.
No, we just discussed this.
Compliments.
Praise. Praise and compliments.
No.
You love what? The doll?
Though I am curious, is Halara a man or a woman?
Why are you so
What's
curious?
wrong? Is something bothering you?
Not at all.
Your
I
equipment.
guess it'd be pretty rude to ask now.
Probably.
Sit down, we're right here.
Cute.
Oh, look at her.
Picture. Yeah. Look at this either. There's two.
That's true.
This is where the first witness found the body. The bloodstains are still here. Considering the amount of blood, the victim was probably killed here, right?
It appears.
Well, they
Seems very
stabbed.
likely.
Yeah.
Oh god. Woo!
Hi, Zero.
Cause of death here appears to be strangulation as well. And like the others, there are rope marks around the
I feel
neck
like this
and
is a good time
traces
for
of
me to
struggle.
use the restroom.
Oh, have fun.
Thank you.
Oh,
Why is it
on a
always
close
eyes,
look,
man?
There's a
Why
mark
couldn't
left by a
we-
thin string on the back of his
My
neck.
eyes would be just as creepy.
It couldn't have been the rope that was used to strangle him. The
Oh.
thickness is completely different.
Okay. So that's the string that had the key.
There are two different types of string marks on the body. Was he strangled twice? But even then, it'd be odd to only have marks behind his neck. And why do the strings have different thicknesses?
Anyway, it's an important piece of evidence.
Hold on. Okay, so this, the doll was over there. Okay, so it was around his neck, connected to the doll here and then went through here. What's the problem with doing it right here? Why'd they have to go through the doll first? Oh, wait. Okay, so...
Research every nook and cranny.
Alright. So, it connected... I'm sorry, I left the investigation.
That's fine.
Because he had, the back of his neck had a small line. So I'm thinking he wrapped it around the neck. One of them went to the doll, and they held that, and then they held that, and let the key fall. And then they pulled the one that was through the doll eyes all the way over to here to get it through. Because they couldn't have tied it, I don't think.
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be kind of like that Cage Close episode, because they tied a string around it, and like, I think they stuck a needle through the dude's pocket, so it would go in that direction.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said happened, but really she just put it in his pocket when she walked over.
Oh yeah. Because it was in his inner pocket, not his pocket.
It appeared.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
The victim is a well-built man, approximately 30 years old. The corpse here is also covered in nails. His appendages and chest are all nailed to the floor.
The owner of this mansion made his fortune in real estate from an early age. But along with aggressive land sharking and other illicit transactions, he made shady deals with Amaterasu Corp.
So everything's leading back to
several
Amaterasu
reasons
Corp.
he be hated.
Or like with
A
these
doll
people
with
that
his
have
name on
died.
it was bound to be nailed in the church forest.
I wonder how the person who cursed him feels, now that he's actually dead.
Wait, so they were all working for Amaterasu Corp?
Something, I don't think working for, but they've been mentioned for at least the club case too. Forget what it was about, but
if they were like working alongside more like as like a subsidiary or like something like that, then I don't think it would be the nun, because she said that her uncle works with the thing, right? Or her dad? One of the two. He's high up in the company, so it would have to be the priest. But if they're against the Amaterasu Corp and like we're breaking off, then it could be her.
Perhaps they feel no responsibility. They just hopped on the urban legend bandwagon.
Is that really the case?
I just like them holding hands.
Wait, this is odd.
Did you find something?
Look closely. The length of the nails driven into the corpse are all slightly different.
The length isn't the problem here. It's how hard they were hammered in.
What do you mean?
Halara means that some of them were hit really hard and some of them were just kind of like tapped in. Maybe because they were running out of time, or
the nails driven into
it might be a way to
through the body
another
and
like
into the
area
floor.
for the string to wrap around to pull.
But the nails in the upper torso did not penetrate all the way.
oh no, because they didn't want the string to get caught on the back of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But why would the culprit not hammer the nails in as hard on the upper body?
That's not the only unnatural thing. Take
Was
a
it
look at the
elevated
blood.
a little bit?
The nail wounds on the lower torso appear to be bleeding sideways, but the upper torso wounds are bleeding vertically down toward his waist.
Oh, he was sitting.
The blood flows differently between the upper and lower body?
Maybe
So that he
the
could
upper
fall
and
on
lower
the key.
torsos are different people, and they were smushed together after death.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, because I was wondering, because when it's like the normal world, you could see like some of the like nail imprints, but there was a lot less than what was actually in his body.
Yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, that's true.
Looks like there's nothing left to check.
But he was like, screw reading that line.
Oh. For some reason I thought she said it. She basically summed it up.
Now we've gathered enough evidence. Though it appears complicated at first glance, the answer is simple.
Huh? Halara, did you already solve the locked room mystery?
It's not that hard.
What? You haven't?
Oh, shit.
There's no way to solve it with what we have.
What?
Yes, there
How
is.
the room locked?
With a key?
It's unfit for one detective to ask another that question. For the sake of your own pride, you must figure it out.
We'll have to figure it out
Unless
in the
you'd
mystery
like to hire
labyrinth.
me to do it for you. It won't come cheap.
Hiring as
I'll
my
figure it out
assistant
myself.
is not cheap, so
It's
good
really
to
all
see.
about the money with Halara.
The longer I'm with Halara, the deeper into debt I'll get. It's starting to scare me.
Now, let us be swift. Next up is our last crime scene.
She out.
Wait!
Let me hold my hand while we cross the street. Oh,
Huh?
yeah, not okay with that.
The next one is the art gallery in Gima district. We're running low on time, so we must hurry.
Right. The chief's in danger after all.
Who cares about that?
We care about the kid.
Yeah, that's more of what I care about.
I bet in 3 hours they're holding the execution. Execution. Bzz, bzz.
I haven't had the same one. It's punishment time. Still remember the first case of V3. Tragic.
Tragic, tragic. Where's the crosswalk all the way down here?
Because inconvenience.
I thought it was only a couple steps, and then I was like, oh shit, it would have been faster to go the other way, but I already committed.
She wants to spend more time with Halara.
What was I playing that weekend?
Wasn't a fan of that.
But he saw the eyes.
They're not eyes. Hi, Andy. What you doing? Hey, you drink some water?
So this is the art gallery.
Hey.
It's closed due to special circumstances.
The
I
murder
guess
occurred only about a month ago. But I'm certain the crime scene has been cleaned up like the others. Not that it matters to me.
But wait! It's not a good idea
Kick.
to break into the
Opens
art
the
gallery.
door.
Yes.
Did you say something?
Nope, not at all.
That's our Halara.
The crime scene is deep inside the art gallery. It's one of many storage rooms. Come, I won't allow time to be wasted.
Wait, please!
Please. Please, Mommy. Or maybe Daddy. What an interesting gallery setup.
I think this
storage
is
room.
the storage area.
Locked door.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Seems like this door is locked.
Well,
Master Detective. There are priceless works of art all over the place. Of course the door is going to be locked.
I
Alright.
What is it?
Where do you think you're going? The crime scene is this way.
Sorry.
Right, sorry. I was trying to be a master detective. Make you proud.
Is this the storage room where the crime scene took place? It's locked.
We're going in.
We're like a couple of thugs or something.
Scream! I like that take on it.
Was the first on the scene the person from the church again?
Yes.
As expected.
As he said.
It's the same worshipper. He said he was trailing the victim after finding a doll with the same name.
Or putting the doll with the same name.
He saw the victim enter the building late at night. He then searched the
That was a
premises with
long
the art gallery
pause.
staff. When they opened this storage room, they discovered the victim's corpse.
Halara
The
is
door
very
was
serious
locked
about
at the
the
time of
pauses.
discovery, and the key was found inside.
Ooh, another locked room mystery. That's for total. But I'm starting to get bored. It's not so special anymore.
What do you mean special? People have died.
That's what I said on the train.
Let's start investigating.
Yes.
After the second dead body, I was kind of numb to it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course.
Yep, the Poochie's dead. Oh, yep, old guy's dead. Painting of someone screaming.
This is...
A painting of a man screaming with his hands clutching his face.
His eyes are very
There's
popped
something unnerving about this painting. I almost feel as if it's going to swallow me whole.
That's...
Paintings don't have that kind of power. More importantly, did you find anything?
A painting.
No, nothing suspicious. It doesn't look like it's related to the case. The canvas placed here is completely blank. I wonder why it's blank, and why is it so messily placed with these wooden frames? Doesn't look like an exhibition piece. Maybe it was used for some other event. I see. Nothing seems out of place. I don't think this will help with the case. I want to hold your hand.
So.
Post-cognition reveals the crime scene in slightly
What?
faded colors.
What?
They painted. Wait, they hung the paintings instead?
The room looked vaguely hazy in my eyes, even with the rows of vivid paintings within the art gallery. The
Are you
smell
a
of
poet?
paint oil that
didn't
permeated
even
the
know
room
it.
wasn't that of the past,
That's his forte.
but the present.
Making poetry out of
If
everything.
even the smells from the past could be recreated, the stench of the corpse would be much more overwhelming.
I'm so,
Okay.
wait, hold on. It's. What are you doing up there?
Excuse me.
Sir!
Sir!
I need to talk to you about your extended car warranty. That's what he's screaming about. Not the car warranty!
A blank canvas and wooden frame have been placed on the trolley. Nothing seems to have changed between then and now. At least that's how it looks to me.
Anything from the trolley, Diaz?
It appears unchanged to me as well, meaning there's probably no evidence to be found here.
Of course.
Well, that was exciting.
God.
Shinigami. Between you and Toko.
Yeah.
I keep cutting her off and I feel bad.
Feels bad. I don't want to see what's under the
Oh!
cloth. Oh, gosh, Yuma.
Sculpture with a sheet placed over it to keep dust off.
It appears.
Doesn't look like it's been moved for a long time. Yeah, you can tell from the dust that's gathered on the sheet too. In other words, it's completely irrelevant.
Cool. Stack.
There are
Baskets?
baskets on top of the shelf. I'm not tall enough to see inside them though. I'll take a look for you. This is... What is it? We accomplished nothing.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
So you found nothing. Wait, hold on. I want to real quick sound effects. Wait, how do I wait.
I think it just had a hit. There.
Cause that pass thing is really loud.
Oh.
I kept meaning to change it.
Ew. Nail piece. Oh, yeah, I just realized there's no dells.
Yeah.
There's a nail stuck in a painting.
I think there's a doll in the center painting that's on the floor.
The killer must have hammered a nail into the portrait instead of a doll.
What gave you
Why
that
is there such
idea?
a fixation on dolls?
Why did you ask that on the one that has no dolls at the crime scene?
The crime scenes so far have all been abnormal. But
I
this
don't
one's
know,
just
they're
sick
freaky.
and twisted.
I got a lot of issues, and eyes is one of them.
Oh!
What's up with you and not eyes?
There are baskets on top of the shelf. Well, apparently Not Eyes also bother her. There's nothing but, well, to be fair, she also is freaked out by dolls, so
Yeah, that
there's nothing but dust inside. I guess it hasn't been used for a while. Basically, it's unrelated to the case.
I could not tell you if it would have been better with or without eyes.
It's a sculpture with a sheet over it. The position was the same before and after using post-cognition.
I see.
The overall shape of the sheet is also unchanged. We can assume nobody's moved it.
Well, nice for you.
She doesn't like staring a lot. There was the one Case Closed episode where, with the piano wires and the head fell off and just stared at the screen. She didn't like that at all.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about Monkey Man.
There's also Monkey Man. His sculpture isn't related to the case.
Yeah, I don't like direct eye contact.
I also don't like direct eye contact, but I can tolerate it from fake people. Although that doll was making me uncomfortable a bit. That was some...
By the way, Halara.
What?
Of deep water?
I am. I don't like the ocean.
Your fee. That's not what I was going to ask. About your post-cognition.
Oh, yeah, no. Couldn't be me.
What
I'll,
do
like,
we have to
look
see
in the
before you
general
specialize it as
direction
your
of eyes,
forte
but I
for
usually,
investigating
like,
crime
look
scenes?
behind or something.
Yeah.
Or, like, a little
What
bit
is the
off to
point
the
of this
side.
question?
I could not tell you anybody's eye color. I don't even know our family's eye color.
I sure don't. Well, I'm not a detective, so I don't need to know if people are lying to me. I don't care.
I'm pretty good at reading facial tics, though.
Well, I was wondering if you could use your ability to look at my past.
You want to see your lost memories like that?
Says you.
That's against the rules. No fair.
It wouldn't work anyway. Kalara has said they can only do it at a crime scene.
The fact of the matter is, even if I could see your past, the information would not be of any use to you.
Huh? Why's that?
Psychometry doesn't allow me to pick and choose what to perceive. Rather, I can only see fragments flash by.
Sometimes when people are like trying to tell something and they're not making eye contact at all, it's often because they're trying to concentrate on what they're thinking, though. And can often mean that they're actually being really truthful.
I cannot consciously access design.
Everybody will just think I'm always lying because I'm barely making eye contact.
It's why I trained at the WDO to develop it into a forte.
It was funny when I was a
specialized
cashier,
for
and of course I was
investigations.
supposed to look at people in the eyes, but I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Any piece of information would be valuable to me. If I can get even a little piece of my memory.
You would probably die.
I think the best way to tell if somebody's lying when they're telling a story like that is if they're too specific with details. It often means that they have rehearsed it and are adding more.
Just ask them to repeat it backwards.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of when they interview someone, not interview, but
Because
like,
they always rehearse it forwards, but they don't really think about it backwards, so it's harder to...
Yeah, they'll often like ask you once,
Right.
ask you again, and then ask for it backwards.
I'd probably
If you
still...
insist, I'll consider it once this
struggle,
investigation
but-
is done. How
Wow.
about 100,000 Yen per use?
Should have told me
Let's
that before
discuss it
that.
later.
We used it.
That sounded cheap to me somehow. My sense of money is getting all messed up.
Not when you're
Well done.
owing $5 million.
We find out Yuma Coco Hood is actually just super rich. Oh my, I'm so sorry, Shinigami.
Oh. Wow, look,
The only
another
way in
convenient
or
small
out of here
place.
Besides the door is this window.
That's a weird window.
The window
Yeah.
jets out and is used as a vent. It doesn't appear big enough for
Oh,
someone
it's
to
one
move
of those
through.
windows.
Actually, I bet Coco Head could fit through that.
He did it.
Oh wait, no.
Currently, it opens outwards slightly, but
Way to get the key
there
in,
are
though.
no other suspicious traces on it. It seems impossible to enter or exit through here.
You could just toss the key in.
We found the key here.
Wonder where I could have.
Stretch. Oh yeah, okay. So they tied the string to this. Yeah, that's where the doll was.
This is...
Nails are driven into this painting of a young man.
I'm
Oh, I know this. He's one of those edgelord protagonists everybody loves for no reason. That's not really the impression I get. Oh, I have not played that ever since.
I have never played it.
It was like what everybody was like, oh, everybody's gonna drop Genshin to play this game because it's way better. And like half of the lines weren't voice acted. Like it would be voice acting and then just like silent for like some lines, which also happened in Genshin, but yeah.
This is...
It's a large scenic painting with a doll nailed to it. I wonder how this ended up on the floor. Is there a reason?
That's...
If it's related to the incident, there's probably a reason. Let's assume that much. It just, it seemed easier to get, 5 stars from the wishes, basically.
A large painting
The
lies
key
on
is
the
on it.
floor, and a doll is nailed against the canvas.
Oh.
One nail goes through the head, another nail is in the chest. But the nail in the chest also passed through the circular hole on the key's handle. Did the culprit leave the storage room after nailing the doll and key to the painting?
I think my issue with it was just like, I like the exploration aspect, but like if I wanted exploration like that and like an actually good story, I would have just played Guild Wars 2.
If that's the case, how did they lock the room? The key was nailed to the picture, so it couldn't have been used.
Well, that's what makes it a locked room mystery.
Yeah, that
I'm
one's
sure
a
we
bit
figured
more...
out some trick.
And I need to find out what that trick is.
A hat trick. Well, that's... Okay. We've kind of, like, vaguely pieced together a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I talked to Hara. I'm sorry, Shinigami. I wish you would talk on my way over there instead of talking, like, as soon as I get there.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be triggered by when you're by the next examine point.
Yeah. The cardboard boxes are stacked up. Judging from the labels, the boxes were brought in after the incident.
It appears.
Looks like there's artwork inside. They must be storing the items no longer on exhibit. I don't think these are related to the investigation.
Shocking. So shocked.
This is...
It's a portrait painting with nails driven into it. The picture really conveys its time period. Maybe the person depicted is an important figure from years ago. Huh? There's nothing dignified about this guy. He just looks like a regular old geezer.
You know...
The cardboard boxes are stacked up. Judging from the labels, there are artworks inside.
Yeah.
There's a layer of dust on the boxes. It doesn't look like the culprit touched them. Meaning they got nothing to do with the case.
Shocking.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Maybe.
What, the
Enlightening.
paint?
Oh. Ooh.
Oh!
Spilled paint has stained the floor. If we can find out when the spill occurred, we'll know if it's related to our investigation.
There are 2 keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carried the extra key and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered.
Where was the key found inside usually kept?
It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it. Or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it.
Probably that one.
Either way, the culprit managed to obtain the key somehow.
One key was in the storage room.
One key to roll them
The
all.
other key was always carried by a staff member. If the culprit is that staff member, then this wouldn't be a locked room mystery, right?
But what would they have to gain from murdering the other ones?
Why go through the trouble of making it look like a locked room murder if you'd immediately become the first suspect?
Because that's what they want you to think.
I guess you wouldn't.
Countered!
Yeah, see, I don't understand the locked room unless they made it, the bodies look like they committed, like, killed themselves. But definitely isn't that case.
Well, I think the thing about locked room is to be...
Oh, kind of be like the urban legend of Nail Man. Probably be a thing where you can get through anything.
Well, it's more so, it's just one extra thing that they'll have to try and figure out. And that's one less focus on you in particular, you know?
Spilled paint.
And also, doing a locked room mystery means that you are basically forcing somebody else to become the suspect. Because they can unlock the room, you know?
You better hurry.
I've been wondering, did the culprit knock this paint can over? If so, it could have been used for some sort of trick.
It's unwise to make up your mind before conducting a proper investigation. It may have been like this before the murder. Or it could have tipped over when the discovery was first made.
Right.
You got carried away in the hopes of getting complimented. Aren't you an eager little puppy?
Yes?
Be quiet.
I must be petted.
Wah, 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 wah. Okay.
I don't want to look at the body. I feel like it's in a bad position.
Didn't we see it before? It wasn't that bad, was it?
Oh!
Seems like this is where the body was at the time of the incident. I'll give you that clue, Master Detective. There's no trace of it anymore, though. Actually, there is a trace outline.
Beats me.
Looks like the area's been cleaned up, probably by the peacekeepers or the art gallery staff. I don't think investigating here will turn up any useful information. What? Murr, murr, murr. I wanna hold you.
Okay. For some reason, like, from far away, I thought her body was, like, backwards to her head.
Oh. Oh, she's on a
The corpse
grave.
of a young woman. She has nails all over her body, as expected.
And on her hands and feet.
The victim's name is Yasuhiro.
Fingers specifically.
She used her good looks to have relations with many men. The amount of suspects who could have written her name on the doll is nearly too high to count.
I'm sorry, did you just call her a whore?
The victim has those same marks
No,
that
no.
suggest
She
being
implied
strangled
she-
to death.
You inferred it.
Huh? But there aren't any scratches that would have been left from a struggle. And
You noticed as well.
yeah, there's a wound on the back of her head. It looks pretty deep.
Yeah, because her eyes are closed, so she was out before she was strangled.
This may be the real cause of death.
That's great. Wait, that's it? We didn't really learn too much
should
from
be
this
enough.
one.
Which is surprising since this is the most recent one.
Yeah, I'm finished investigating here. I feel like the full picture is slowly starting to come together. Really? Because this is the one that I can't figure out. And I guess it's really just the key was tied to the thing. But they didn't tell us where the... No, it was on the nail.
Yeah, it was like the key ring was like pierced,
Yeah.
which is what's tripping me out.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way too big a nail head for it to go over like that.
It's like, unless the nail came down afterwards, but that would be really precise. And what? Oh no.
Yeah, this is the only one that I can't really figure out.
That should do it for the room. Next is the window. It would be best to check outside of it. Go ahead. I'll stay here.
Outside the window?
No!
All right.
Key.
I don't want to go alone. It's scary out there.
It would be best to check outside the window. Go ahead, I'll stay here. Outside the window. Key.
Don't like that.
It's fine to inspect the window, but our buddy here really insists you do everything yourself, huh?
I mean, she's kind of
And
being
my
a
master
teacher.
does everything he's told, like a good little underling detective.
I'm a trainee.
Yeah.
Laura is right. This is something I took on myself. I can't just rely on everyone else after putting on a tough front for that kid. That's why I have to do it.
Oh.
Or maybe Laura's just taking advantage of you. It's obvious money is that one's only motivation.
Even so, I think it's the right thing to do as a professional detective.
Master, being overly nice for no reason is stupid. It's why you're so deep in debt.
I know, but...
What are you mumbling about? Did you check the window?
Oh, right! I'll do it right away. Oh!
Seems like this
Well.
door's locked. Oh, wait. Oh, so this is where we came in. So this is actually
Where
different.
did I come from? Where did
Outside
I
the
go?
window, could that have anything to do with the locked room?
Probably, if she wants us to check it out.
Probably because we don't have enough information from this one, actually.
Damn it. Keep trying to take a video of Indy's foot twitching while he sleeps. But It immediately stops when I pull out my camera.
What a baby.
I wonder what Halara discovered.
You know,
In a
I think
window.
Halara is just having fun pushing you around.
I hope that's not the case.
No, the nail man is the case.
Let's rest.
Some cardboard boxes are stacked up. Looks like they're all sealed.
Actually,
They've been left in the rain, so I bet whatever's inside is ruined.
Surprised they still looked in mint condition. You don't have her foot power.
Maybe.
Someone could probably scale this fence with some effort. Maybe the culprit escaped this way?
anyway,
Maybe, but the real priority is solving that locked room mystery, right? Anyway, it's not like there are any clues left behind here.
I like how we keep saying that. We have
Right.
yet to, like, vocally solve the locked room mysteries.
Let's focus on figuring out that locked room. I mean, Halara's definitely solved them.
Oh, for sure.
Here's the window.
Peekaboo.
Hello?
Well, see anything strange?
Yeah! I would shush you.
Wow.
No, nothing strange about it.
That's such a tiny window.
I see.
What?
Try entering through the window.
What? Between the gap? That's impossible.
Just try it.
Okay.
What was
can't.
that?
I can't even put my arm through this gap.
You didn't even try. You try to put your head through first.
I can stick a finger in, but that's it.
Giggity?
What?
I thought
Oh.
so. Good job. You can return.
Wait,
now.
what about sister?
Is that one Kid Close episode?
Oh!
Where the guy gets hit under the streetlight. Get inside! People are trying to sleep!
Huh? Are you sure?
Best character.
Did you figure something out?
Did you not?
I actually didn't this time, Laura.
Actually.
Not at all. What's that about?
Can't fit a finger through.
You can
Or,
fit a
no,
key through.
You can barely fit a finger through. So...
I don't like this.
Somebody coming up behind me?
Oh!
Halara! Halara!
Shiki.
Shinigami?
You gonna say something? Oh gosh, I'm scared.
Hey,
Oh.
what are you doing here?
Shitting my pants, sir.
Shady.
I'll call the peacekeepers.
Yuma's so tiny. I love it.
I'm a peacekeeper.
Huh? Of Amaterasu Corporation?
No, the other corporation. Duh.
Yes, of Amaterasu.
Master detective.
Oh my god.
you totally fumbled that. You're no good at lying, huh?
What did you say?
I bit my tongue.
What did you say?
We are special investigators for Amaterasu Corporation. We are currently investigating a case. Civilians must not interfere.
Huh? Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Hey, Halara, are you sure it's okay to lie like that?
Are
Hey.
you sure it's okay to whisper in front of this guy?
Are you sure it's okay to talk about lying, right?
I've told you before that deception is necessary to
He
finish
can't see that I'm
investigation
talking
quickly.
if I cover my
By the
mouth,
way,
alright?
Aren't you an employee here? There's something I'd like to ask you.
Are there really no
Can you
other
bring
keys?
over the staff member who discovered the body from that murder case a month ago?
Oh, that would be me.
Convenient.
Perfect. Describe the events for us.
I'm scared to even remember it, but
That's fair.
if it's part of the investigation, then I have no choice.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Sure.
Yes, leave it to the child that can't say Amaterasu.
I'll leave the rest to you.
Amaterasu.
Now, please tell us what happened on the day of the murder.
My ass hurts.
That day,
Mine
I
too.
was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared.
Uh-huh.
He said he wanted me to help him find someone and that he knew the person was inside the art gallery.
Yeah, that's a little sus.
So we looked around the premises together, but didn't find anyone. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the nail.
This is a very calming voice.
Yeah. So I was sure he was like tailing the victims and stuff, but like how did he know exactly where they were gonna die? Like if he couldn't catch the nail man.
It's like I would understand the mansion one because you just check each room as you like search, but like I don't think she worked here or anything, so I don't know why.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He said that he was tailing them so he knew where they were going to be, but like the only way you could tail them, know where they were going to be, you would catch the nail man in the act sort of situation. So like it just doesn't really make sense. So the only thing I can think of is he like tried to get this guy to check so that he could steal the key.
I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard that.
How did you notice something was off about the storage room?
The lights were on, even though they were usually off, so I went to take a look. The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had.
His voice is very distracting.
I was afraid to go any further.
It's really
so
nice.
I let the church person go first and open the door while I watched from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a corpse.
Did you touch the body?
Of course not. I was too afraid and froze at the entrance.
What about the churchgoer?
He saw what happened at the doorway and didn't go any further.
Are you positive you didn't touch anything inside after unlocking the door?
Yes, but the churchgoer accidentally kicked a paint can over when he opened the door. And paint spilled all over the floor.
So that paint was from back then.
Okay, I get the picture. Thank you. You may go now.
Are we gonna go peel the paint off or something?
Right.
Bye. Thank you for not asking for identification.
That brings all the information
Okay,
together.
it's not a tummy.
It's time to resolve the case.
Wait! I still have no idea what happened.
Time does not wait for you. Our deadline is approaching. You hurry back to the detective agency.
Huh?
Our curfew is approaching.
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name.
What are you, Zhao?
Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
Whoa.
And gone. What are you
So
gonna do,
Zhao.
Master?
Basically.
We've checked everything we can. All that's left is to point out the true culprit, but...
If only it were that easy. Aw, I have no clue what to do.
Oh, stop being so pathetic. Why don't we go back to the detective agency for now? We might get to see Fuzzle get executed.
Wow.
Oh, right. We need to help him.
Do we? Finished.
I'm not finished.
I need to hurry back before the chief gets executed.
Okay.
Right, let's hurry. I want to know how they'll execute him, too.
Yeah, probably actually. Because it's almost 3 hours.
Make sure we walk. Oh, let me do some sightseeing real quick. Gosh darn it.
There's no quests. Okay. Get a bit lost.
And in the morning,
Buy
I'm making waffles.
Buy some meat buns.
Gumshoe!
Yeah, I
Me
miss
too.
Gumshoe.
He was a cool dude.
Let's see. What were we saving for?
I don't remember. I think it was.
Oh, was it this one?
No, I think it might have been like the next. Yeah, the next one down with that one.
This one?
Oh.
Slow down the speed. This is just removing keys. I think this one's just removing letters. Yeah, that's just removing keys. This is just stamina. Oh, that might be pretty good. Maybe I'll just acquire this. Maybe we'll have Polar during this one. That sounds like a Pokemon noise. Gen 1.
You didn't want to equip that?
Did I not?
There you go.
Am I crazy?
What?
Does that not sound like some Pokemon cry?
Oh, you're right. But I'm also the person that heard a Spiral World in the... I want to say it was the, like, in Ripto's Rage, the underwater one.
I think all the rest require more. Oh, that only requires one. So remove one curtain. I will just save. Okay. Alright. I have a feeling as soon as we go to the dock, we're gonna confront the guy and then end up in the labyrinth, and I don't want to just spend like an hour in the labyrinth and then stop, but I don't want to do the whole labyrinth because it could be like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I think we'll just call it here. I'm feeling tired today anyway. We'll do a gumshoe gap though. Fubuki or Vivia?
Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, I guess Yasuhiko's next. Because Polara and then maybe Vivia is last to hang out with. I like Fubuki, but I like, because we technically had to do his quest and actually see this one.
Yeah.
I'm just tired in general. I worked 6 days last week. It was rough. At least I'm off for Fontaine.
I worked 4 to 9 for Fontaine.
And I technically have a game at like 3, so like
kind of works out.
Yeah. Sense monetary. Whoa! He's standing.
He's not. Well, I guess he's slouching. I was like, he's not too much taller than you, but again, he's slouching, so. Bless you.
Sorry. I had some soot in my nose.
I wonder why.
Vivia, you were in there?
Oh, did we
Yeah.
just clean it?
I was here the whole time.
I was here the whole time.
You could have at least said you were there. You scared me.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll start doing that next time.
Scaring me?
I don't mind, so please do.
Wait.
He's saying
Oh.
that he's announcing that he's there.
Yuma, you're too kind. You never mind talking to me.
You know, I wonder why he always crawls into cramped spaces like that.
You find it calming in there, right? But wouldn't you be better off on a couch or bed?
If comfort level must be quantified in terms of the physical strain on your body, then yes. But this reminds me of something.
Reminds you of what?
Well, what do you think?
What Vivia remembers when he's
Coffin?
inside the fireplace.
Or a crematorium?
Probably a coffin. Where's about firewood? Good. I'm assuming good memories since he well, unless it is Vivia, so it could be bad memories, but he enjoys them.
Well, it could be that reminds him of good things, but like the good things are so few and far between that he just wants to die. Because I don't think he like wishes ill intent on people, you know?
Yeah.
Is it a good memory?
Yes.
Oh.
That's correct. When I was young, my parents would always discipline me by locking me in the storage room.
Something like that.
When I'm in here, I can relive those memories.
Baby.
Huh? They don't sound like nice memories if you were locked in there. That seems pretty traumatic to me.
No, those are good memories for me. I have many brothers. We all yearned for our parents' love. So, no matter what shape or form it took, I was happy when my parents paid attention to me.
Oh, nothing bad needs to happen to this child.
He makes me sad.
I see.
Give him a hug, Yuma.
How about you join me, Yuma?
I'll join you if that's what you want.
Once you get used to the back pain, it's actually
No wonder he's slouching.
not so bad in here.
So we both straightened out.
Master, you and Vivia seem to have grown
Yay.
closer.
I can't wait till I hold your hand.
I was literally about to say that. It'd be so cute. The burger to hold his hand.
I swear to God, if he dies before I can hold his
riot.
hand.
I will riot.
Riot! Halara attacks with a 1 Xian coin where its lands is carefully calculated for later retrieval. Huh. Oh wait, yeah, we did see that happen.
Yeah. Riot! Oh, Vivia.
Okay.
Must protect him at all costs.
Very bad city, very bad cars.
Solar and lunar wink. So
Sun and moon?
would it be in the hotel?
Huh. Now I want to check it out. We're gonna go see if I went the wrong way.
Sure did. Just don't go to the submarine.
I mean, that's pretty easy. I just don't go downstairs. I walk through here and it automatically takes me to the sub.
Honestly, I would not be surprised.
I think if it would have done that, it would have already done that, you know?
Yeah, I guess. And you see me? You see me?
Come on, let's go! Go, go, go!
I'm
Don't.
going.
But not in the direction you want me to go. See, I wish you could take pictures of stuff like that. Like, this game is so pretty. It would be so fun to take pictures.
Honestly, yeah. There's just like a lot of neat
You
things.
better hurry, or Fuzzhead will really be in danger.
Oh no! Wait, is the link outside?
Solar and lunar wink. This is what it said.
Yeah. See, like that is an eye.
I don't see anything. Oh.
I don't think that's food. I think I looked at it.
It is not.
No! Chief Yako is going to be executed.
Hi.
Apologies, Yuma. I'm in the middle of a staring contest with that face. I see. Fubuki isn't going to help. I better get to the riverbank.
No, thank you.
I got 5 points for that.
Woo!
Okay. I mean, she's in a staring... Oh, it doesn't let me back there. She's in a staring contest with it, so... Oh, you're all out here now.
Hey.
Weren't you with Halara?
Jealous?
Halara took off alone. But more importantly, Chief Yakko is in danger. Will you come with me? Hate to let you down, Roki, but there's something I gotta do.
Play piano?
Huh? Oh, I try my hand at piano for my next show, so that means I gotta start practicing now. Forget that useless shorty detective and get your butt to the riverbank.
Oh yeah, they are about the same height.
Yeah.
He's just a smidge taller. Like, probably like an inch?
Probably a centimeter on.
Oh yeah.
Weren't you with Halara?
What do I do?
Well, Halara took off alone, even though Chief Yakko is in trouble. Would you come with me? If Halara's working on it, then the problem's as good as solved.
Then
You can trust Halara to take care of it, Yuma.
Yeah, I like that better.
He's basically saying he's not coming.
Because he trusts his partner.
Anyway, shouldn't you be hurrying along? Isn't the execution happening soon?
I need to hurry.
You're right, we need to get back to the riverbank quickly. Quickly. Do you have a wink? Oh, is that a I see.
Yeah!
We got it!
Master detectives!
Yes. Okay. Now we just got a million more to find. Okay, so Secret of the Toys, Princess Guguya. Well, we haven't seen any bamboo, so that's probably like a new area.
Yeah.
At the microscopic world. Kanai Ward's highest welcome. Aren't we in Kanai Ward?
Yeah.
Or is the whole city Kanai Ward? I've already forgotten. We're in Kamasaki district. That's
Oh yeah.
going against it with the big guy.
This won't fit. Like the microscopic world makes you think of like not a microscope.
The weird thing is, this makes me think of like a science building or something.
Yeah.
Going against it with the big guy makes me think of the church, but we weren't allowed in the church, so I don't know if we go back there at some point or what.
Possibly.
Let's meet in front of the fountain. Have we seen a fountain?
I don't think
Was there one at the station? Shattered home.
Don't
Deep patrolling. Going home because I'm scared. Lunchtime in the business district. Was the ward that we were... The ward we were in wasn't the business district, I don't think. Yellow car and lion statue. Treasure at the construction site. Very bad city, very bad cars. Floating peacefully beyond the red bridge. Okay. I'm gonna go see if there's a...
Yeah, no business district.
Just let me go back to the church.
They'll probably just still be standing in front of the building.
Hey, my boss is about to get murdered. What are you doing?
Was it you? Admit your... Oh. Creepy. Admit your guilt.
Who are you? This is quite a long set of stairs, but you'll be blessed if you can reach the top. God will only bless you if you work hard? What a petty bastard. Wow. Wow. If I were God, I'd just punt anyone who got to the... That's definitely worse, Shinigami.
That's funny, though.
Wow. Yikes.
Oh, they went inside. Or left.
Let me in!
Can't go in!
Mass is in session, so you can't see the priest right now. Then why am I here, you ask? I overslept and can't get in.
Mood.
This is the 4th time this week. That means you've overslept every day this week so far.
I guess.
That's, you know what? I can't fault her. Listen, some people just, can't wake up.
Yeah, I know. I'll probably know tomorrow.
then we found one back there. Okay, well, I guess it's not here. Oh, I was gonna check the station though. I just get distracted. Because I would think we would at least have one of everybody's in the first chapter, you know?
Possibly. Is that a phone?
I see it.
You have to use the crosswalk.
But I actually don't know if I can get over there.
Have to use the crosswalk.
So maybe I didn't actually see it. I think that light just made me think I saw it. Oh, but there was one about a lion, wasn't there?
Nope. What's that one? When I turn. Or is that light? Oh, that's just rain
light.
reflection.
Yeah, I have a really hard time, like, telling if it's, like, rain reflection off of a light or something, or if,
Yeah, there's a lot of blues in this game. Like, even Yuma's shoes are blue. The bottom.
Yeah. His cape. Alright, well, I guess I just, there isn't one. There isn't one. There just isn't one. I'll go in here for this. To make myself feel better, but other than that. This isn't a fountain.
No, it is not. Very good, buddy.
We still can't go through there.
Master?
Okay. Alright.
Oh well.
Well, at least we found Fubuki, so.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
My habitual saving.
Just to be safe.
Okay. I'm excited for the thing next time. Let's see how this one goes.
Yeah, because this one hasn't like, we kind of understand the majority of them, but still not enough clues of who did it.
Yeah. I mean, if it was if they were working against the Amaterasu Corp, then I would assume it would be the nun. I'm just honestly thinking the priest because he's the one we've learned the least about, so he just seems the most sus because he's the least sus, you know?
But they didn't say anything about the chick being a part of or have anything to do with the Amaterasu Corporation, so
yeah,
maybe it'll be said later on. But
and then like the one guy is sus, but like only clergy members can burn the rope.
Yeah.
So I think he's just really weird, honestly.
Yeah, I think he's just obsessed with the nail man.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. Because there's people like that. They're just obsessed with like this one kind of person. I mean, look at all the shows about serial killers that everybody loves watching.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think in terms of who I think it would be priest, nun, the blue-haired guy, and then the
Serpent
monk dude. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's less likely because he gave you evidence of a rope burning. So
I don't think he could climb down a rope ladder. He gave us that evidence. I don't think he could. There was another one that it seemed. Oh, they actually did climb out of the vent, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it couldn't have been him for that either. Well, although it did bend the nails.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, it said itself that only slender adult people can fit through there.
Yeah. So, Yeah.
I mean, anybody stepping on a nail is gonna bend it.
So basically, he's the only one that's been cleared for, like, at least 2 of them.
Unless it's like that other case closed thing, and he's actually skinny, but he hides it.
I mean, that's true. He's been wearing that robe the whole time. That is true.
I like I have referenced case closed a lot of times in this stream.
I mean, they referenced it in the first stream, so.
Did it?
Yeah. I think I put Conan when I put the video up. I made Conan slide up, but when they talked about the bag and they were like, just imagine if there was a like adult detective that was trapped in a kid's body.
Yeah.
So like yeah, they referenced quite a few things. They referenced Higurashi. They referenced Danganronpa, of course. They referenced.
I wouldn't know the Higurashi reference.
It was basically Zilch's whole thing where he talked about like a town that was covering up murders to stop a construction type thing or a dam being built sort of situation. And there was like that going on in the background of Higurashi.
Who is you?
It was like a thing that was released. Oh, it's been a long time. But I just know that that was a reference. Like, in the end, I think it ended up being, like, they were all infected by something. And I can't remember if they spread it around because the people refused to let the dam be built. But yeah.
I like those kinds of things. So I like little references to things.
Yeah, I don't
It's
mind
always
it.
fun.
As long as it doesn't get, like, too out of control.
Oh, no. Or, like, every line's
I guess,
reference.
yeah, but this one is okay because it's, like, it's a serious game, but it's also not a serious game, so you're not supposed to take it seriously. When games are, like, more serious and they do references like that, it's kind of like, okay, cool.
Weird.
Whatever.
Yeah, I would definitely, like, crank code with the fact that it's not serious. It knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, like, games or TV shows or movies where it's trying to be like so many things. And
I think that's why I had such an issue with the first, like, Trial Zero type thing, because it was being very serious, and it was less jokey, because, like, all of those detectives were, like, pretty serious business for the most part. Like, Aphex was, like, flipping out and, like, had a hot temper, but other than that, for the most part, they were trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, none of these guys have been reliable except for Alara, so, like...
But,
I shouldn't say reliable.
they're not involved.
Vivia seems like he could probably be a good detective, but, like, we just haven't really seen him do much yet. And then,
Which I understand, it's them being like, this character is gonna be your friend for this case kind of deal, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And, Thunderbolt might be actually pretty capable. He's just really...
Fubuki, probably not.
Full of himself. Fubuki has to have, like, an amazing...
Forte
for me to...
Or she's gotta have some money.
Well, she definitely has the money, but, like, for me to believe that they were like, okay, yeah, you can be a master detective, like, she's gotta have a forte that's, like, really OP.
Or maybe, like, when she's actually investigating something, like...
Oh, like she totally focuses?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be interesting, yeah. I'll be interested to find out her case. But yeah. Next time we should be going into the labyrinth. I guess I was just expecting us to deal with the clock tower one. I didn't expect us to like go and investigate everything. So
which I like, which is fun.
Yeah, I just was like, okay, we'll get into the labyrinth like maybe an hour or so in, and then I was like, oh, we're investigating all of these.
So we're not getting to the labyrinth today.
Alright, then. But yeah, I like that they added so many of them together.
Yeah, it just seems like the last crime scene, you there was not much to it at all, which is still weird to me because that is the most recent one. You'd think it'd have a lot more.
To be fair, there wasn't really much to any of them. Like, most of it
True.
felt like 80% of the room was just
This
like,
has
this
nothing to do with the case.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I thought the books on the desk were gonna be important for some reason. Like, they were stacked there for some reason. I don't know.
I guess the clock tower gave you the most, and that was technically the most recent one.
Yeah.
Because even the Growler one was a month back, so...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely excited to
Figure out who
dive
done
into
it.
that. And not know immediately of, like, everything that went down.
Now I am starting to suspect the monk dude.
Oh,
because you said that. Oh wait, because Halara specifically said make sure to examine them closely.
Yeah, because of their faces.
Yeah.
So it'd be because like if he was like out of ropes and had not the mass he looks to have.
Yeah.
You'd go more on the face of that instead of the body.
Yeah.
Cause like, yeah, cause like everybody has a distinctive face, so that's kind of was a weird thing for her to say.
Yeah.
Unless
they all have like specific tattoos that I don't think anybody else could really.
Like they might be able to mimic the
hide
chicks.
Yeah, well, like more so, I think she was like
Right.
for them to hide it, but like they stick out so much that
Yeah.
like I don't see them hiding it, so it would have to be something else. And then like as security that he showed us that rope.
And it could be a fact of him trying to pin it on somebody else, kind of deal.
Yeah. Be suspicious of everybody. That's what a true master detective does.
They all did it.
They all. That's one of my theories. Is
Yeah,
they all
literally.
collude. Like
Like
it's a
the dude
frickin'
was
cult.
comes to reveal that it was a locked room kind of
Yeah.
incident every time, and then the other three, they each took a murder to keep the urban legend so people keep coming to their church.
Yeah, I mean that's possible. Yep. It is kind of like a cult.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll find out though.
Hopefully next time.
But we should be back for Thursday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we should be back for Monday as well.
It should be good for a little bit until.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, I was thinking, Fontaine's coming out, and I
Oh.
was like, oh wait, no, that's coming out Tuesday night, so it won't affect us. And then by Thursday, I think we'll be ready to at least take a break if we've been playing like forever.
Because I'm sure we'll play that. Well, I'll be playing that morning as well. So.
Yeah. Because I use vacation time for Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh,
so
okay, then we'll both be playing.
Yeah.
And luckily I have a short shift Wednesday, so I can come home and get back right into playing. But yeah, we will should be back Monday
and Thursday.
And
With
we'll be
Persona.
here Thursday, and then
unless something happens and we have to watch the dogs again.
which I don't think we should have to worry.
Knock on wood. But yeah, we miss you too.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.